Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It is time to reveal the real top 20 teams in the world rankings, and also another 3 rankings which are completely wrong. But we'll get into that in a bit. How are you guys doing? First of all, I've got to welcome my wonderful guests here, representing North America, the established and the esteemed analyst Tbates, Yummy Cheese Man from OCE. He's woken up. He's in the future. That's Stumpy, like myself, staying up late.
From your countdown, I just couldn't handle it. The production value next level.
It is pretty impressive, I will admit. This is one of my higher production quality streams. I've had to write out 80 different numbers and put in 4 face cams. This took longer than I would happily admit.
I didn't realise you put this much effort in. You normally don't.
Yeah, no, I really don't. I don't. If anybody saw the NA versus EU stream, you can absolutely know that I don't.
Wait, I didn't think that was your stream. I thought that was Turbo stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Turbo. It was actually Turbo.
It was Turbo stream.
He took over. He took over. He's winning Caster of the Year, actually, esports awards, from what I've heard. I hope he does.
That would be amazing.
Guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna reveal our top 20s. We haven't told each other any of our rankings, so this is all gonna be brand new. So we're gonna reveal our number 20s. I'll type them all in. I'll put the regions next to them in case anybody's not sure what a team is, where they're from, and then we're gonna see what everybody has to say about that. But we've got a lot to get through, guys. So without any, if there's no objections, I think we should get into number 20. What do you guys think?
I think so. Honestly, right, looking at these lists, like when I was going through it, it is so hard to figure out like 15 to 20 because there's only so many NA teams that I can put down there. So I don't know like how we can sort of fit anybody else in. So I've already got like OC and Sam well above there. Like, don't worry. So I don't know. It's just going to be big. It's so intriguing.
There's no way our lists are going to be anywhere similar to each other's. They're all going to be completely wildly different. Tbates is going to have 10 American teams at the top.
What was it, Tbates? What did Dazarin? You showed your list to Dazarin just to make sure that you weren't completely crazy. What was it you said again?
He said it was interesting.
And that's coming from Daz. Like, oh my god.
Oh, I can't wait, honestly. Right, guys, I think what we'll do is we'll start with Stumpy, and then we'll go to Yummy, and then Tbates, and then myself, and we can just quick fire them all off. We're not going to stop after everybody talks and go over it. It'll just take too long. So we have to go, we all have to reveal our 20s, starting with Stumpy. What's yours?
Okay, number 20, I thought, kick it off how I mean to go on. It's a North American team. We are looking at Susquehanna Sonics. I think they belong down number 20. They're chilling. They're a decent team, don't get me wrong, but end of the day, like a lot of these teams down in these bottom spots, they're probably going to be competing and getting wins off each other anyway.
Okay, Yummy, what's yours?
I wanted to reveal the team first that had no chance of getting on the list, and that was Team Liquid. Big shout out to Team Liquid at like about number 100.
Yeah, they're also not on mine. Spoilers, they did not make mine.
Wow.
Crazy. That's insane. But I had to go with the OCE boys. You know, had to get them on here somewhere. A team that's not going to be on anyone's list, Renegades.
Okay, right. That's interesting. Tbates, coming over to you. What's your number 20?
Alrighty, so Yummy's stuck with his region. Stumpy came to my region. I'm not even going to say my own region. I'm going to go to ME here. I'm going to branch out already off rip. I got Falcon Esports coming in at 20. I just think they are really solid. And with the stipulation that Johnny sent us yesterday about how we're ranking this, I think they're probably like the 20th best team in the world.
Okay, that's interesting. I forgot to mention that, but before I go I'll explain to chat what that stipulation is after revealing that my number 20, hold on, let me just double check my actual list. Yummy, you're not going to believe this, mate. I've also got
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
we already agree. What? This has all gone wrong. We're supposed
they'll go there, and then CJ will choke again, and then they'll lose every single match.
Naturally.
Yeah,
of course.
I don't believe this. I mean, we're supposed to disagree.
The best part is Stumpy being like, oh yeah, this is a solid team. Tbates being like, yeah, Falcons are really good. And it's like, I'm putting Renegades here because they're bad.
Right, Yumi, don't just wait. Just wait.
Hold on,
okay?
before you all go completely crazy. So, for chat, because I did forget to mention, thank you for reminding me, Tbates. I did tell everybody, so because this is cross-regional, and you can't actually have OCE teams playing against anyone else, because they're on the other side of the world. The only way that this could happen is in a hypothetical world. So, the hypothetical world that we are making our lists in is a imaginary LAN with 1 month preparation. So, if every team had 1 month to prepare and scrim against the other teams, this is what the rankings would end up as. That's what everybody's done. So, my opinion on that is that the only regions that benefit is Middle East, OCE, and SAM. I think those are the three regions that benefit. So I've ranked those guys a little bit higher than NAEU, who might have otherwise populated the list. What have you guys done?
That was my
I think
point too. Like,
I've gone.
teams, they never really seem to gain anything really from boot camps, because some of them don't even like worry about, like, they'll go and do the boot camp only to acclimatize to the time zone rather than anything else, because they've already got high quality scrims.
Yeah. I mean, OCE, like, they go hard on their scrims as well, and their boot camping. Like we've seen before, where it lands, OC teams.
Oh, is that me or Stumpy who cut out there?
Which I love. I really admire it a lot, because they can't do it like at any other point. So yeah, I've gone for like a similar thing.
But did I cut out there, or was that Stumpy? Just for everybody else.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I think it was Discord.
Yeah,
Discord for me.
Randomly doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnny, you were cutting out for me earlier as well, so I presume it's something on my end, maybe.
Yeah, it might be Discord. But yeah, okay. Any objections to the? I mean, we probably have to reveal more before we see what really is going on here.
The real spice.
I don't want to reveal too much early on with my opinions in your guys' rankings. Obviously, Yummy, you've nailed it, mate. So well done.
Spot on. You two calm down.
Spot on. Yeah, let's go ahead and reveal number 19, starting Stumpy again.
Ooh, you guys haven't given Renegades enough credit here. Renegades, my number 19th team.
You're joking.
Yeah, Renegades. They are my number 19th team. This is the team down near the bottom, and I just quite like CJ.
Okay.
I just quite like CJ. Do you guys not like CJ? Is that your issue?
I like it, but
he could be the best human in the world. It doesn't mean he deserves to be 19 and you like him.
CJ is better than Sonics. You heard it here first.
Yeah, valid. All right, Yummy Cheese Man, who's your 19?
I just gotta say, Tbates, you have the most gorgeous smile. Anyway, number 19, Cringe Society. I figured since they didn't choke, I would put them here, since they actually would have made it to a Worlds.
Okay.
But, they haven't had a very consistent split. They had one really good performance. I'm not giving them too much credit, realistically.
Okay. Right, Tbates, on to you.
All right, my 19. I'm going EU already. I don't want to give OCE teams too much credit, because they just get dominated by a particular team. So I have the Galaxy Racer at my 19, just off of their consistency across. A lack of consistency. They've had consistency, but then they've also had lack of consistency. They're up there. They're
Are they consistent? Are they not consistent?
They're consistently inconsistent, and they made that that last split swap to Bluey. It didn't work out the second regional. I don't think the second spring regional, I don't think they even made it, but they performed decently in the other two, so I have them 19.
Okay. You must have Tbates must have 10 EU teams ahead of the Galaxy Racer here.
Yeah.
Massively stacked list. I never expected this.
That is Galaxy Racer down low, I think. I mean, they're in my list as well, and they're not crazy far past that point, but that is low. If that's your bottom bar for EU as well, jeez.
Wow. Well, we'll reveal all later, but for now, my number 19. I can only imagine this is going to cause some problems, but I'm going to take the test from EU 19.
What? Wait, what did he say?
Dignitas.
Dignitas, yeah.
Are you kidding me, Johnny? With a month of scrims and boot camping.
With a month of scrims?
Yeah. I mean, they've been losing. What have you guys been watching?
I have never agreed with Tbates on anything, and this is what has united us.
I'm just wondering, what teams have you forgotten? Because there's some better teams above Dignitas. I think 19's pretty good.
After a month of scrims?
Yeah, but the other teams are scrimming too. I didn't really put my EU and A teams up because of scrims, because I think they're all going to kind of stay the same, except a few.
But who's not going to choke on Dignitas, Tbates?
Tyler Penn. Is that what you're talking about? Tyler Penn is not going to choke.
Yeah,
Wait, time out. Oh, Dignitas at 19. There's just no way you put that low.
I'm with Tbates here. I'm with Tbates.
Johnny, there's one team in particular on this list who everybody's got benefit scrimming against. And I think Dignitas would love to scrim that particular team. I think you know what you're talking about, too. And so, I mean, there's just no way they're that low. Give Jorius the LAN experience.
Folks.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They don't have any LAN experience. It'll be their first LAN. So
It'll be a month of prep, though.
Yeah, but I back Verge and Panda to both get Jorius and Jack up to speed. I think that's all they need to do.
There's no giving people experience without experience.
Have you heard their comms? Can you imagine what it would be on LAN? On LAN,
I'm back. 0-0. I go. You go. I'm back. You.
They're going to be speaking a new language. They're going to be making up new languages on LAN. It's going to be so crazy. I don't know. But hey, listen, I think it will all become clear later why I've got Dignitas 19. I think you guys have probably just forgotten a bunch of teams if you don't have Dignitas at 19. But we'll see. All right, let's continue. Stumpy, what's your 18?
My 18th team is a team that has actually looked pretty good recently, and it is version 1. I think that they've looked pretty good on like a boot camp. They might do pretty well. Do I back them to do incredibly well? Not really. I think 18th is honestly quite fair.
All right, Yummy.
I have somebody that might surprise, but I have one other team. I only had 2 teams that didn't really qualify for Worlds. Obviously, other teams are unable to. I had Vodafone Giants coming in here.
What?
Had a really, really bad split. They're sucking right now, but I still back them.
Yummy.
I still personally
They
back
don't even
them.
have 3 players. Zamway's LFT.
True.
They're up at 3rd. What are you talking about? You think a team with 2 players is better than Cringe Society and Renegades?
Wait,
What?
hang on. I've just thought. Sorry, Discord just cut out for me.
Oh,
Yeah, Discord cut out.
Yeah.
sorry. I said. Do you think that Vodafone Giants with 2 players, because they only have 2 players right now, are better than?
Yeah, so I
Cringe
kind of
Society
forgot
Renegades?
that, and they're also in my list. I'm going off. Let's say they hadn't broken up. Let's just go.
No, they've
I
broken
just
up.
assumed they broke up because they didn't make the major, didn't make the main, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Good on
T-Base,
them.
don't tell me.
I don't have those issues. I believe Stumpy just said my team. You said V1, right?
V1,
18?
yeah.
Yeah, I think V1. They have Tommy. They got
What?
Gimmick and then Calm with the like.
Wow.
Just getting Calm up to speed and really getting like his confidence up and trying to find their game, because they start out slow. A lot of their points you have to take into account. That whole entire first split was with AXB, and it took them a little while to get used to Calm. And after that, now they're decently producing. So with a full like month under the belt on like a LAN boot camp or another, I think they could probably be the 18 team. I think they'd be higher than Nate right now if they start with Calm initially.
I just can't believe that T-Base and Stumpy have agreed with each other so much. I never expected this. I never
didn't
in
want
my
this.
life.
Eventually, it will change soon. It's not gonna be long.
No. I reckon we both definitely got the number 1 team. I reckon we're both locked in together, right?
No, definitely not.
No,
Definitely.
okay, fair enough. Then I tried.
I've got a good one. I've got a good one, guys, for number 17. I think you guys, or sorry, number 18. I think you guys are gonna like this. So
Okay.
for number 18, sorry, I'm gonna go to NA and put in. I mean, the only team that really makes sense at 18. To be honest, I don't know why you guys are gonna be shocked about this, but it's FaZe, obviously, at 18.
T-Base is
Honestly?
mad.
I think that's a genuinely fair pick.
I don't know why teammates are shocked.
you must have some Sam teams in at 9. I don't know what Johnny. Oh my God, I gotta see Johnny. We gotta get to 15 before I get on you. I gotta see the bottom 5 for you first before I get on you.
I'm not trolling. Nah, FaZe have they won anything recently? Have they beaten anybody? I don't think they have.
FaZe are one of the most overrated teams in North America.
They scraped into the last major. They scraped in. They barely made it in on like 0 points, I think. But
They are
something like
so overrated.
that. Yeah, but hey, they could be good. But I think the teams above them could be better. So that's why I've got them 18. You know,
Must have both Sam teams, 3 OCE teams.
So wait, with your guys' list, did you like? What I did was I put down just a load of teams, and then I dragged them about then to see, okay, would this team beat this team, and sort of went through it like that. Did you guys go through it in a different way at all?
Kind of like that, yeah, sort of.
Okay.
I grabbed a shotgun, loaded the teams up, boom. They just landed where they lie. It was all heart for me. I was just like, I like this team. Bam.
Yeah, well, let's hope for the best. Okay, let's continue though. We're only at 18. There's already fireworks. So okay, let's continue. Same order. Stumpy, who's your 17?
I thought that OCE did not have enough representation, and I thought I'll get in another OCE team, and the only one that literally makes sense to be in this top 20, Ground Zero. They're top of OCE. They're a genuinely good team, and they're better than V1.
Okay, Ground Zero 17. Interesting. Yummy.
My 17 is also going to make chat mold, but it's also FaZe Clan. Love it.
Whoa!
Bring it in.
Oh, nice.
Bit of a fan of the team, so got to throw him in there.
Wow, Yummy. I'm loving your rating
Hi.
so far.
I love that.
Like,
Wow.
Good ratings, except you don't like
Chat are crying so hard at the face.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, it's actually weird.
don't tell me face.
Imagine.
This is weird because me and Stumpy have agreed again. This is weird.
What is going on?
Ground Zero. They cracked my list because of their OCE domination. But even with a month of prep, they still have so much speed. I feel like they would have to gain and more knowledge. They get away with a lot of mistakes that those OCE, their respective peers, Cringe Society, Renegades, those teams, they give them, and that's just something that you can't get used to when you're playing these very clinical teams. I mean, they're a top 20 team. There's nothing wrong with being 17 on this list, Ground Zero, but you still have room to grow, man. I just don't see you. It's not like a super high potential, in my opinion, to crack like a top 12 or something like that.
But hey, Tbates, you guys said on the First Touch podcast that, when EU ended up being faster statistically than NA, that it didn't matter. So why does speed all of a sudden matter, bro? What's going on?
No, not like speed, but in terms of like just like the like touches. Like for example, that one play where what's his face pre-flipped, Amphasably, he pre-flipped, and then so whoever they were playing just threw himself at the ball for no particular reason. They scored off it. And that was like the entire series they played. That just does not, like these teams on this list that have above them, and maybe even some teams alone, like that just wouldn't happen. That would be so limited. They would have to legit like work for their goals, and I don't feel like they work for anything over there. There's a reason they have 200 points.
Yeah,
I mean,
by
that's
the way,
why boot camps are super important for the OCE teams. They're like, if I was to say like where they are right now, I think that's fair. I'd say 100% fair. But those guys gain a lot from boot camps. Like they even boot camped for like 5-6 weeks when they got that top four, that fourth place spot.
Yeah.
Even then, that was like a long time ago, and I feel like their confidence would go downhill, especially
Season
if they play.
5? Was that when it was Chiefs? They were like in London for ages, right?
No, season 6.
Season 6 was it? Okay.
And then the region died because Drippe got snaked, and then everybody started the roster shuffle. Oh,
Yeah.
No, don't remind us.
no, but no. By the way, just really quickly, chat. Tbates' camera sometimes does this. Don't worry, he's fine. He's okay.
He's not a monster.
He's all right. Oh, actually, I just realized I didn't reveal my number 17, but I better go ahead and do that. But I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's my anywhere near as surprising as my last one. So you guys are gonna be fine with this, I'm sure. So
Okay.
17. I've got top blokes from Europe.
Top blokes at 17.
That's pretty low, I feel.
That's
like.
incredibly low.
Yeah, but I mean, they should probably rebrand. They're more bottom blokes than top blokes these days. But
Johnny,
They don't.
right? Why are they near the bottom?
they haven't won anything. They keep losing. They won a major. No, they won a regional, and then since then they've not really won anything. They just keep losing. They lost to Wes.
They got reverse swept by Wes.
Yeah, they got reverse swept by Wes. They just keep losing. So I don't know. I can't put them higher. Plus, the teams that I've got 16 and above are really good. So, I mean, there's no shame being 17. Like T-Base said, 17's a great rank. So,
For top blokes who are currently third in Europe, I don't think they're going to think, yeah, you know what, lads, we're locked in 17th on Johnny's list. That's cracking work.
Yeah, but they started off like peaking, absolutely top 3 Europe, and then have been a bit downhill. And I think the other teams are going to, who are already above them, currently above them, would stay above them. So,
I mean, if that's the case, all of Europe has gone downhill because that place is a shit show right now. Like, nobody knows who's going to win. Like, Freaky won came second in the last one. Like, what are you going to do about it?
Why are you going to do Freaky like that?
Well, I don't know. Godsmiller then.
Oh, yeah, that's better. The real powerhouse of Europe.
Top bloke so low. Johnny's list, man. Ooh.
That's the first. That's the second one I disagree with, Johnny. You're on a 50% hit rate with me.
Hey, listen, that's better than your list. I agree with one. I think Renegades 19 is good. The others are not good.
What?
Not in the right
Oh my
place,
God.
mate. They're not in the right
Oh my
place.
God.
I think I'm a solid 0% on Tbates list right now.
Oh, our lists aren't going to be the same.
Alright,
Going off of
none
what
of-
you're going.
none of
What
your
you're
list.
doing? No way. No chance.
Johnny,
no
I was
chance.
so close to straight up agreeing with you, saying, yeah, T-Bate's list is silly, but 2 of his are the same as mine.
It's because you came in here like, oh, I can't wait to disagree with Tbates, and then you actually
I
ended up
did.
having the same list as him. It
Oh
doesn't
my
make any
God.
sense. If you guys have more of the same, I'll be so surprised. Let's find out. Stumpy, 16.
Phase.
That what? You were making fun of me?
Wait, do you really? You were talking all that nonsense 2 seconds ago, and now you have Page J 2 spots above him.
This is that moment. This is the Quinn Lobdell moment where he's like, you have Panda this low, and then he also has Panda this low. It's the Quinn Lobdell moment.
Now, I was saying, for you guys, I never disagree with FaZe for you guys. I think FaZe are the most overrated team in North America. They haven't won anything.
T-Bates face.
They got picked up, and they've just been sort of relatively mediocre, if not trash. So I think FaZe, they are a solid 16th. And you know what? They must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, fair. It's a bit too high, to be honest.
Yeah. But I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
T-Bates thoughts.
That's how you go, mate.
This list is annoying me. Go ahead, Yummy. Go ahead, Yummy.
Oh wait, I got to remind myself.
I'm
Mine
getting
is 16.
Oh, I can't.
Oh yeah, I would Solary in here. The massive chokers, Omega Lol.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they have not won a single event, even though they were meant to. They somehow make it to LAN, even though they weren't meant to. We saw them at the last RLCS, that with some coach we won't name. Choking there as well. They're meant to be a good team. They have some good results this split, but not good enough. Not good enough to do well.
Okay, interesting. T-Bates, 16.
My 16. I base a lot off of just like new. I put a lot of stock in the new rosters, and my 16 are the Susquehanna Sonics. They had like a whopping 200 points or something the first split. With J. Russ, whatever, added Raul, I think in spring actually, and they've been producing, and just even a month of experience, they've even beaten NRG. They had a terrible grid, but I mean it's grid, and so
you sell your own like nominations so short. You say it, then you're like, yeah, but they also they're kind of trash. So
I kind of let everybody know, like I'm not being biased or anything. So yeah, so Sonic 16, I like it. If they had a full prep, I think they'd be better than Ground Zero. So. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I think this one, I mean, it might be the most annoying one yet, not sure. But I believe in it. I'm a believer in my number 16. And that is South America's True Neutral.
Do you think True Neutral are above top blokes?
Yes.
Face.
Yes.
Well, no, let's face it, we all agree with the FaZe one.
These guys are good. Hey, these guys are pretty good. And also, they, like I said, right now, if it was like current skill, I'd have them lower. But I've put all SAM, OCE, and Middle East teams up because of the stipulation we added, 1 month prep for a LAN, imaginary LAN. So, yeah, I think they would gain more from boot camping scrimming than top blokes FaZe Dignitas would. And I have them
I
above
think that-
Renegades going in, so I think they're
I
better.
They've
think
also
they'd
been
have to
more
do very
consistent
good.
than any NA team, let alone any EU team.
I think they're good. I think these guys could be competitive in NARLCS with 120 ping or whatever it is they play with. I think they could be competitive. They'd beat Alpine. Come on, they'd beat Alpine.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
120
Yeah,
ping
they-
through
yeah,
neutral.
they
They'd
beat
smash Alpine. That's
Yeah,
Alpine.
Alpine beat them.
And
What are
Alpine's
Alpine?
Like the 13th best team in NA.
No,
So,
Alpine's
I'm not-
Alpine's like rank 8. They're 8.
They started off hot and they've cooled down. They're
They're
cooled down
eighth.
tremendously. You're looking at current rankings. That's kind of like misconstrued.
Looking at the entire season.
It's the most representative number to go off.
Giants are 4 and they disbanded. Like, you can only put too much stock into that. True nature of a phase. Ooh, and Dignitas.
These guys are
Oh
good.
my gosh.
They got no fear. These guys are super confident. I think this is like the current top SAM teams are better than SAM's ever been. They look more complete. Like the whole region, not so much, but I like the top 2. I think they're pretty good.
My biggest issue with South America previously has been just the unbelievable number of just stupid mistakes where a lot of teams just didn't go punished for them. And that's something that I really want to see them learn and actually get over. Same thing with OCE, to be honest, where like they've got the speed and they can get and they can do amazing mechanical plays, but then they'll leave their like the goal just completely open, or they'll just whiff a relatively easy hit, and it's really frustrating to see. So I don't disagree with that choice, but I disagree with who you've got below them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I think we should get into the top 15, guys. Stumpy, over to you.
I've got to kick it off with a little bit of maybe not even a wild card, but a region that I've not represented just yet. We've not looked at Europe, and we're going to wait to look at Europe. This is Sandrock Gaming in at number 15.
Oh, wow, okay.
Tbates, what's wrong?
He's out of here.
I just love that there's no possibility of nobody being mad.
No,
It's
the
great.
best part is like there's probably
I'm in
somebody
hard
in chat. There's probably somebody in chat who just left, and they think Tbates just left because he's angry that Sandrock are ahead of FaZe. But actually, Tbates is angry they're this low. I
You have
guarantee.
Sandrock Gaming
Yes.
at 15
Yes, mate, absolutely.
after a month of preparation.
After a month of preparation.
After a month of scrims.
Yes, after a month of scrims. Yeah, I think 15's good. I think 15's a great place
Do you
for them
think
to be.
that's too high or too low? I don't know.
I think that Sandrock utterly clap phase after a month of scrims.
they
and
definitely
Tbates,
did.
I want those two sides of your brain to attack each other now.
No,
But I've said that
Tbates
Sandrock
wants
are
them
better.
higher, Stumpy. He
Yeah,
wants
Tbates
them
want them
way
Oh,
higher.
you want them higher?
Yeah, way higher.
Where? Okay. I won't ask to see where they are for you. Okay. Well, I'm intrigued to
Wow.
see where you want them.
Wow. Okay.
This feels natural now. Me and
Okay,
Tbates
you guys are
disagreeing.
going to
This is
hate me
good.
for this one. I think that is 100% fair. And I hated myself for putting them here. I really want to get rid of them, but it's Guild at number 15. They just won the last event, and so they've got to be in good form. But other than that, I really, really hate performances across the last 3 events.
This is like Stumpy.
Personal
I've got
biases.
renegades in here. I like CJ.
I don't hate
Yummy.
them
I
for
hate
like the
Guild.
people. I hate their performances. Yeah.
But they're the champions. What?
Personal
They are
bias.
the champions. Yeah, I didn't like putting them anywhere, realistically.
They're one of the few EU teams besides BDS to actually win a regional, and you just have them so low. Okay. Alrighty then.
And they did
Okay.
realistically pretty good against North America in the show match.
And they beat BDS twice, by the way, to make it to that point.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to
true,
say that too.
true.
Oh, also, bear in mind, sorry, quickly, bear in
You know.
mind, Gregan, genuinely, he, on a LAN, when he has got a month with his players, he has done so well previously, coaching-wise. Guild have got a really, really good backing behind them, not just like
Yeah.
when they're playing, but
He's
like
bringing them
just the
so much,
psychological aspect,
so much
everything.
water. Like those guys are going to be hydrated.
So much water.
They're going to be
yeah.
practically swimming. But
Oh, they're gonna, the holistic approach out the asshole. They're going to be having a great time.
Okay. Well, basically, guys, we just confirmed that Stumpy has Guild in his top 5 somehow. But
Not quite.
all right. My 15 is Dignitas. I just feel like after a month of preparation and a month of great coaching and leadership from Panda, and Jory is getting comfortable, and Jack hopefully getting comfortable with them. I just like they're just too talented. I just don't see how Johnny had him at 19 or whatever he had him at.
Hey, that's not so far away. 15, 19 isn't all that far apart.
It's respectable, but yeah, they're inconsistent at the moment. But even with the month, I think they're probably slotted about 15. I'm confident in the black and yellow right there.
Okay, right. I think this will probably be fine. So, I've got true neutral 16. It only makes sense that I have their Sam brethren Furia at 15. I think they edge them but these guys are practically the same team. They're super close in the standings. But hey, Furia got LAN experience and they did win the last matchup against these two, so I had to put them ahead. But yeah, I probably if I just came in here with Furia 15, you guys would be furious, but since I set it up with true neutral 16, it's fine.
I now don't know what to believe, John.
I don't know what to expect on your list, so I mean, I just
Hey, Furia.
Okay.
What was it? Noble, beat Rogue. Entirely different teams. Doesn't matter. Same name. They beat Rogue at Montreal. One of the most recent lands. So, Furia is better than Noble.
I
most
remember
recent.
season-
What the 2019 land?
that was 2019 land, completely different roster.
Don't put it like that. It's supposed to be one of the most recent.
Well, the last
Don't worry.
land was 2019. What
Don't
are you
worry,
gonna do
we had to
about
make
it?
sure that the chat knew, just in case I got confused. That Johnny tries to wordplay his way into explaining Furia 15.
I mean, Furia at the last land, at the last Worlds, was absolutely dominating scrims. They were smashing.
That's
nuts,
amazing.
man. They're nuts.
What happened then? What actually mattered though?
Hey, first time.
They lost
First time for
OCE.
everything.
Let's go, boys.
It's the first time for everything. Those guys are
But
going
they
to
also
only get
beat
better.
a team called United or some terrible North American team.
I
Oh,
don't know. Anybody got a United in
I
their
don't
list, lol? No?
I don't know anything about United.
Anybody
No,
get
of
any
course
E
not.
United players in their list? I think actually, Stumpy and Tbates do.
I do, yeah. SQ, yeah.
Yeah, lost to Furia, lol.
Because Roldes is genuinely brilliant.
But not quite as brilliant as Furia, though.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, but the chat's asking what Furia over to neutral. I know there's a massive rivalry between these two teams. I think they're almost the same. Furia's got LAN experience. That's why I put them above. Simple as that. No real other reason. They're basically identical to me. But okay, right. Let's keep going. Stumpy, 14. What you got?
Tbates, please stay sitting down for this one. Please just think calm thoughts, because I have put above Sandrock Gaming Galaxy Racer.
Oh,
Okay? I
my
think
days.
that Galaxy Racer with
What?
Bluey are going through an issue phase. They've not done well. They
It's their
clearly
first
did.
phase. What?
They clearly did terribly in spring, right? They did not do well. They were not having a good time. But I back them. They
It's
did
been
so
their
well
only
with the exam
split.
previously.
Spring has been their only split with Blue.
Yeah, and it's been a bit of a rough patch.
but you believe in the Blue.
I believe in them. I do.
In their honeymoon
I do.
period, they were trash. But let's put them 14 best team in the world. Stumpy, what are you doing?
Not all honeymoons are good, all right? I'm telling you.
I don't have any
not all
personal
honeymoons are
experience.
good.
I don't know.
I mean, your list is gonna be really suspect the rest of the way because you have Sandrock so low. But regardless of that, I mean, Galaxy Racer above them. Oof.
If you've got Samrock in your top 10 Tbates, you're mad. You are.
It's all right. They're going to be, Tbate's going to be more mad. I've got number 14, Rebellion. That's all I need to say.
Hey, why'd I be mad about that? I got 14. Rebellion.
You are joking.
What are you on about?
Shut up. I actually can't
Wait,
believe
wait.
this. I actually
Wait,
can't
you
believe
have it?
this. I have 14 Rebellion.
Wow, stop
my
being empirically
God.
wrong.
It seems like
There
you
is
don't know
no
what you're
chance
talking
it
about.
could be right.
I don't believe
The
this.
Rebellion aren't even in my top 20.
What?
What?
Stumpy, you gotta go. You gotta go.
What?
How are they not in your top 20? No, your top 10 has to be just legit EU. Just get NRD 13. It's say NRD 13. Let's get out of the way.
I'm just gonna say, I think I forgot that Rebellion were former KCP, and I just looked past them.
Even if you didn't, oh no.
He probably has an A team though. Anyways, even if he did remember they were
All right, all
KCP.
right.
So.
Stumpy, be honest. Where would Rebellion chat? Rebellion is the new org for
Yeah.
KCP. For anyone who doesn't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Where would
honestly,
they be?
genuinely, I completely skipped them out.
But
That's
okay,
on
where
me.
would you have put them?
Wait, do you have KCP on your list though?
I did. That would be fun. Around this spot, I'd say 14th. Can I be part of the 14 gang?
Can you just like get rid of Galaxy Racer entirely?
Down.
You just
Tell you
delete
what,
Galaxy
bump
Racer.
everybody down. Sonic's your 21st now. Let's just slot in Rebellion.
No, I'm gonna leave it like this. I think the fact that you forgot them needs to remain in
Oh,
transcript.
Yeah, it's there, and it's never going
Oh,
away.
that's so funny. God
They're just
damn
not
it.
relevant enough for Stumpy to remember them.
God damn it. If it said KCP on Wikipedia, that'd be well in here. But no.
Yeah,
Oh
what
my
a
God.
bargain, man. Anyway, right, Stumpy, what's your number 13 though?
Oh, it's a team that doesn't bloody exist anymore, Johnny. It's Giants. They don't even fucking exist, and I put them in at 13th.
Stumpy's list is all over the place, guys.
They did still exist. 13?
Stumpy!
Why 13? They've had the worst pick ever.
Listen, I brought you in here so we could have an EU majority. What are you doing?
Yeah, and even the
What are you
majority's
doing?
falling
Well,
down.
he's putting EU up there.
What are you
I
doing?
guess. Like, it's the bias cover.
Right, look. Just
I didn't know
move
Giants made it that
on.
high.
Just move on.
Fine.
Yummy.
We'll let him.
Oh my
13. I have something that might make Stumpy mad. Queso. Team Queso. I think they're either going to be awesome at LAN or terrible. They have like a really aggressive play style, which either works really well because people poop their pants at LAN, or they'll poop the pants themselves and they won't be able to play. So
Interesting.
Team Machine.
Case though. Has he said ground zero yet? I don't think he has he? Oh, ground
no,
zero
he's
better
not,
than Queso.
no.
Okay. Okay. My 13.
I think
Go ahead.
Case is a very dodgy choice in 13th, personally.
Okay. My 13. I'm gonna go with Solary. Astro, I feel like carries them, and then their land. Charles said it in the recent land performance. Charles said it's just been iffy. It's been iffy, and I don't know if I can trust them anymore. But Astro is amazing, so I put him at 13.
I don't believe this. I do not believe this. I also have Solary 13. What is happening?
Oh my god!
Teammates, we have synced up. I mean, you started a little bit off the rails, but you're back on. That's all that matters. You gotta keep it up.
my best part is that I think that Stumpy thinks that Solary is not gonna, crumble under the pressure. That's crazy.
Well, don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon.
You did not omit Solary.
No,
You didn't
Solary are in there.
you
Are we going
forgot
for-
Solary.
Are we going for my number 12?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, let's
Solary.
keep going.
Solary number
Solary.
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Solary number because whenever the topic has come up on like a pre-show or whatever, I've always been down on them, and I've normally been right. Like I've typically been correct on whenever I've said that they won't do well. Solary are the most crumbly team in the world, and I don't see a month doing them well. I think a month of those three being together in the same room will have the team break up before the LAN starts.
What? No, they like each other. They like each other. That's not gonna happen.
Look at the player cams, Johnny. Look at the player cams. Look at the player cams.
You're a
Johnny.
Redditor. You're like super sleuthing. Oh, he was really annoyed at that goal. I can't
Oh my
believe they're
god, yeah,
gonna
that's
split
literally
up.
Reddit. They're like, oh, I watched one 15-minute video on YouTube about psychology, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that the Solary hate playing together.
No
my
doubt.
God. That's literally you right now.
No doubt.
But no, that's
My
fine.
number
13,
12,
13,
people
12.
start
Yeah, not
going to
bad.
get mad from here. I've put G2 Esports playing
Whoa.
with Drees.
Has he still not said ground zero yet?
Whoa.
He's not so ground zero. Oh, it's crazy.
Where have you put ground zero?
They also, G2 have the backup of Rizzo if it really required. But,
Nah, he's going to be at home doing a viewing party. He's going to be farming numbers. He's not going to the left.
I haven't said a lot of teams that you guys are going to be bad at, so it's great.
I don't believe this. Tbates?
Man. All right, my 12 is I like the top blokes. They're not really the toppest of the blokest, but they're decent. And I really like Archie. I think he's amazing at Rocket League. Superb, actually. And they're around that range. I can't see them like exceeding expectations per se and cracking like a top 10, top 8. But they're about middle of the pack in terms of like a little bit below middle of the pack in terms of like the top 20 range. I like the top blokes. I like them there.
They're more like, you got the middle blokes, actually.
Middle blood.
Yeah, the middle bloke. They're in the
blokes.
middle, but
Well, I don't believe it. I feel like every time it reaches me, I'm just like, same. Like, Yummy, once again, we're on the same wavelength.
Oh my
man.
God.
G2 Esports, number 12. That's where they belong.
I think a lot of ours are like going to be syncing up in the middle, I feel.
I don't know
like-
about that.
No?
Tbates
Okay.
also molding
We're
because
in the
Ground
middle.
Zero still haven't been listed on Johnny's list either.
Oh,
so-
he hasn't, has he? That is crazy.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's love for Ground Zero, and they're
But you
playing.
guys also haven't
Meh.
said Sandrock. Where have you put Sandrock?
What do you mean? Where have we put Sandra? Where did you put it? You put it like 20.
You put him at 20.
15.
Your disrespect for him is just actually incredible to me. Kyle literally
believe
sits
you.
at number 1 in every playlist when he just wakes up. He wakes up and gets number 1, and he gets off, doesn't play for a week, gets it back. Like, they all sweat for it. It's casual for him. Like, what do you mean 20 or 15, wherever you are?
15th. Where they sit.
Okay.
My 11th team, just above Sodery, I've got Dignitas. I think this is where they make an appearance. Wow, Yumi, you are not happy with that choice. are
You're a
you, mate?
believer in Dignitas that much?
No, right. My logic is it's Panda and Verge in able to properly manage Jack and Jorias in a real life setting over the course of a month. I don't think that should be sniffed at.
They're not going to manage them to, like, unless they start picking up the controller and literally give them LAN experience. What's going on there? They haven't even had a great split. Like,
Why are you
on.
dismissing boot camping and stuff?
He's not
boot
dismissing
camping's
it.
not
He's-
everything.
he's
You
got
need
Ground
some
Zero all the way in
consistent
top
results
5.
as well.
He's got
I
Ground
mean,
Zero top
obviously
5.
putting boot camp because Ground Zero's up here, you know, but oh no.
Oh
Boot
no.
camping doesn't give experience, no matter what.
Wait,
Anyway, my
Sorry,
number
wait.
11 is a team that's going to be boot camping their way up here. It's Furia. Let's go.
Whoa.
Sam, wow. When they were low
Whoa.
key smashing people, I thought they were going to have a really good run at Worlds. Fell just short in a game 5.
Whoa.
And they're going to continue on. People going to be mad. There's Pogs. There's WTS. Let's go. They're going to hate the rest of my list. I love it.
Whoa.
It's so high up.
I thought I was going to have Fury the highest. Guaranteed. I genuinely did.
No.
You've obliterated my 15th bracket.
T-Bates' mind is blown right now.
T-Bates hasn't frozen, just for chat. He's still there.
The power of the boot camp must be something that is just so astronomically strong. It can boost teams that like. Oh my gosh! Okay, I'm just gonna move on from that. Yummy, I can't believe you made a reaction to Stumpy and then you said that. That was worse than Stumpy's. 11, I have FaZe Clan, a team that y'all seem to despise a lot. I don't know why. I think it's because they have the label FaZe.
Overrated.
I think it's because they have the label FaZe.
They're so overrated.
Okay,
What have they
but
done
that's just
recently?
because you think FaZe. Okay, when you think of FaZe, think like a top 2 team or something. They're not a top
You
2
think
team.
of the peeps.
No. FaZe are just like so iconic. It's like an optic or like 100 Thieves now. You just expect them to be at the top, but it's just like they're not there yet.
And if they
But
picked a good team, they would be.
the team's not even bad. They're gonna make championships probably. They're decent. They're decently enough. Like top 5, top 6 team in an A, and that's gotta be legit.
Wait,
top
you think
12,
they're going to
middle.
make the championships?
I mean, it's either them, G2, or Rebellion. And I think
it's
they're
gonna
going to be one of the
G2
two.
Rebellion, right?
No.
I've never heard of it personally.
I like FaZe. AJ just, and he's got LAN experience. AJ has no LAN experience, so. And Gyro's won a LAN. So I think the boot
T-Bates,
camp will-
Wait,
say
you
so
said
often.
2019.
You say
and
so
now all of a
often,
sudden-
oh, we're talking about prehistoric times, 2019, then you come out with Gyro one LAN.
No, time out. No, Johnny was saying Johnny said because the last LAN, like the last LAN was 2 weeks ago. No, the last LAN was 2 years ago. I'm just saying Gyro's won a LAN.
That's the same thing. It's the same LAN. T-Bates, it's the same LAN. The LAN I brought up was for Rogue Lost and Noble. That was DreamHack Montreal. The LAN that Gyro won, the one you're talking about, it's the same
that was a
LAN.
complete different rogue team. All right, take my LAN thing out then. Yeah, I've been caught that way. FaZe is at 11, just comfy. I'm just gonna stay there. I'm not moving. No matter what y'all say.
No,
FaZe at 11.
So stubborn.
It's
Not
finally
moving,
around
no.
where Johnny will 100% not have the same as anyone else. Let's go.
Guaranteed I do. Well, I mean, I know I don't, but yeah, this is probably the furthest away, like the team that I have ranked furthest away from all of you. Yeah, I can safely say that because we're into the top 10 now. So yeah, I have Falcons at number 11 from Middle East.
Falcon Esports. Okay.
Falcon Esports. Falcons Esports. I don't know. Are they Falcons or Falcon Esports?
Then they're Falcon.
TRK Venom. They got Ali as sub. These guys are absolutely insane. They like took Sandrock Gaming down to the wire. They don't care about nameplates. They see Justin coming at them. They're like, "Who's that?" They don't care. Like they don't care. They're like, land doesn't matter. These guys are unbelievably confident, and they're like doing all like they're the same as Sandrock Gaming. These guys are like competing for top ranks with a million ping. We saw what happened to all the EU NA super teams with a million ping. They couldn't win anything. These guys win everything with a million ping. Falcon, no LAN experience. Yeah, but there's 1 month of scrimming. They're going to get all the experience that they need. These guys are legit.
I want to see them perform in EU, like against EU teams. First.
Same, man. These guys are legit.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's why I had them low.
Yeah.
They had a good showing against SRG, but I that's why they cracked the top 20. But I couldn't bring them any higher until I see them against other teams.
Well, I'm just thinking, G2, they've choked a bunch of lands. Solary, same thing. Rebellion, they're probably going to choke land. And then I was thinking, okay, do I put Falcons ahead of Furia, True Neutral? Yeah, I think I do. I think they're better. I think they're a better team. I watched them play. I'm like, yeah, I think these guys are probably
they're definitely
a little bit higher than Furia, True Neutral. So how much higher was the question? I'm thinking, okay, we'll put them ahead of the teams who consistently underperform on land. G2, Solary, Rebellion, who I think are basically going to be slightly worse than G2. So that's why I got them there. But yeah, I think Falcons are legit. I think a lot of other ME teams are legit as well, but the other teams all get swept by these guys. Falcons and Sandrock just destroy everybody. So that's why I got them up here.
I think there's always that worry that any of the teams who haven't competed at LANs will... They are just such a massive question mark, and that is... It would be a massive shame if these teams did end up competing at
like
LANs.
Somebody like Dignitas...
No, but they've got an experience. Experience. I'm just saying, I would love to see them perform, but they are ultimately, and you guys wouldn't disagree, they are ultimately a question mark. So you just don't know what they're going to do. And I'd love for them to.
Yeah, but they're like an exciting question mark. They're like the question mark that you pick up in Super Mario Kart. You're like, oh, I can't wait to see what's inside here. This is going to be good.
Johnny, do you think Falcons could win an entire event?
Probably, yeah. I think they genuinely could. Like, they could show up and completely blow everybody away. I think there's only a couple of teams, maybe 2 or 3 teams that I would be confident would beat them.
Even
every other
Sandrock
prediction
Gaming.
I'd be Sandrock Gaming are one of the teams I wouldn't be confident to beat, but there's only a few teams I'd be confident could beat Falcons, and every other team I'd be worried. I'd genuinely be worried that these guys would beat them. Genuinely. I would be scared to bet my channel points. I wouldn't be like, I'd see the channel point prediction come up, I'd be like, oh, those odds are not that good. I'm gonna save my channel points for another day. I'm not betting against Falcons. Doesn't matter who they are. Not happening.
That's respectable. I can see him getting 11. They're a mystery for me. I couldn't decide. I put them at 20. I could have had them like 15 though.
Yeah, this is all pretty close. I'd say like 11 to 20, very close. Like I was buying some teams around here quite a lot.
Tbates as well. Like before we started, I was saying like my 10 to 20, they could realistically just all beat each other. Like realistically, anybody could win out of that because there are so many good teams in there. And also, I don't have the only ME team I've got in there is Sandrock because admittedly I don't watch enough of ME. So that's a team that I do definitely.
Do you know whose style? Do you know whose style Falcons play? Actually, do you know whose play style they remind me of?
Go on.
Envy.
Oh, okay.
Envy. They defend and counterattack. Huh? They defend and they counterattack, and they're all ridiculously mechanical. Now they don't have Turbo Pulsar. It's probably their only weakness, but. That's why I don't have them in the very top of the list. Like that. If they Turbo Joint Falcons, I'd have them probably number 1. Like that would be easy one. Turbo's OP. Turbo's OP. Anyway, I think it's time that we break the top 10. Stumpy, break us in gently, please. Can you keep this somewhat sane?
In at number 10. A team that.
Why are you laughing?
Because
why are you laughing at your own vote?
I mean, regardless, I've been knocked down. I'm trying to claw back up. No, Guild of Highland 10 for me.
It's gonna be flip side, isn't it?
I think that for me, top blokes haven't fallen too far behind just yet. When it came down to them having to perform and them basically needing to have a good mindset, they proved they couldn't do it. And that really annoyed me. They essentially gave up. They looked really awful, and that frustrated me to no end. Give them a month of LAN, give them a bit of a kick up the arse, and I think that you will see Top Blokes genuinely do a pretty good job.
Interesting.
Well, my number 10 still going to give a heart attack to Tbates, and he's going to start understanding why my list is a little crazy. Number 10, True Neutral, Sam. Still going to the Sam. They have been incredibly consistent, though. I will say I haven't watched the there's the Prime series and the Grand series. I haven't watched the Prime series, so may not know too much about their performances there. But
yeah, I say that
they're better than Furia,
G2.
so you got to give it to them. They're
And
totally
Queso.
untested though. So
Wow.
True Neutral, last phase 2 or whatever, lost to a team called Erased, by the way, who have a whopping
to
200
the
points.
Prince PJ.
Hey, wait, who plays for Erased though? Hold on. Erased.
It's a new team and it's got
It's PJ.
and
Pete.
And
They have
PJ
the
and,
Prince, literally the Prince. You can't. If anyone's allowed to lose to the Prince, he's flip resetting in defense for no reason.
If you're gonna be the 10th best team in the world, you can't lose to PJ and Luke.
Hey, anyone's
Can't do
allowed
it.
to lose to PJ. He's literally the Prince. PJ is the
Okay.
Prince. He flip
All right.
resets in defense for no reason. Nobody's pressuring him. He can see that nobody's pressuring him. He flip resets on people in defense just to send a message. That's PJ. He sends a
True
message.
Neutral at 10. Woo! That's crazy.
well, you
Wild.
have them at what 1, 2? Where do you have them?
Yeah, you haven't put them in your list yet. When are they going to come in?
can't.
Oh, you want me to break it to you? There's no Sam team on this list.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, I'm literally with
Trust the
Tbates on that
Americans to
one.
forget about other continents' existence.
Oh no, I knew it existed. I looked at it. For the Sam fans, for Ground Zero to make this list, they had to do a Ground Zero that 5,200 points. They dominated the region. True Neutral and Furia, there's no separation out of the two, and I just don't think either of those teams with a month experience are gonna ingratiate themselves and put themselves in a top 10, top 15 worldwide if you can't even separate yourself from the weakest region.
So
out
if
of the
True
four, in
Neutral
my
were
opinion.
worse, you'd have Furia in here. Just because True Neutral are a worse team.
No, it's not. They could be the same level. They could be the same skill level, but
They are,
Furia
yeah.
would just be better. No, I'm talking about True Neutral and Furia could be the same skill level, but one of them would be better. They take that next step, like Ground Zero has compared to Renegades and Cringe Society, and then they crack my list. But you can't just they're losing to PJ, the Prince, who you guys are gassing for some reason.
PJ is
Oh my god.
He is the
But
Prince.
yeah. So yeah, there's no Sam team on this list. I don't think a month is gonna change that. You had a whole entire year to separate yourself in. It hasn't happened. So just have to let that be known. No Sam team on my list.
Who's your
Okay,
number 10 though?
my 10 is about to blow some minds. I have Vitality at 10.
What?
I think
Wait.
it's not out of the question.
It's not out of
wait.
question. And let me explain. Stumpy, while you're throwing your headset, I need you to relax. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Okay, Vitality at 10. You want to know why?
Yes.
Okay, they're at 10 because their two major points, like how they get their points, mainly come from the majors. Now, you could say they're performing when it matters. Blah, blah, blah.
I mean, yes, they do.
Blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of other regionals, and every single event matters. BDS has proven that. Ground Zero proven that. Every single event matters. You can't take days off or weekends off and then just get your points on a major. It doesn't work like that because it's going to come bite you. It's going to come bite you. And over the last split, they've been mad. They've been mad. They've been mad. I have a couple EU teams above them who I think are just better than them.
Whoa.
Especially after a month of preparation and training and then just scrimming against some of the best and getting that different feel. I got one team on this list from EU who I know would succeed exceptionally if they had NA scrims. If they got used to playing NA teams. And Vitality, I don't think is one of them. So I think I'm at 10. I got team EU teams above. I think there are a few EU teams that are better than Vitality right now.
Right, I appreciate that my list isn't exactly logical, and I've forgotten a few teams. Can we all agree that might be the worst pick we've had so far? Vitality at 10th?
Oh, we have to look back over everything at the end to be sure, but
Yeah.
That is a truly mind-boggling pick.
You got Sandrock Gaming at 15. Yours is the Vitality at 10. I don't.
The thing
These are
is,
my
I
top
can
10.
understand it just based off like pure recent results. That if you just looked at that in a bubble, then I could see you putting him 10.
And they've only won once. Guild's won as many regionals as them. You know that?
Yeah, but then
the major finals.
Look at the points.
They have K-Dop.
They've got thousands more points.
Guild had scrub at the beginning.
You think K-Dop and Fairy Peak, when they have a month on boot camping, won't just do a fantastic job? K-Dop has gone to so many grand finals, so many lands.
Let me stop you right there. You would think that after getting slapped by BDS 55 million times over the course of the first 6 months, you would think they would have boot camp by now and try to figure out something so they could actually compete against BDS. But matter of fact, instead of competing against them, they've regressed even more, and now they're even worse than it used to be. So I don't think that move's gonna help them. I don't think it's helping them because they had the opportunity.
Boot camping for online tournaments is ever the play. I feel like it always would make a team worse, and like provenly so.
I mean, only 2/3 of BDS are boot camping. Bear in mind.
Yeah, Mark's in the Spanish team house with who lives with him? Steak and Tmensa or something?
Really?
Yeah, did you guys know this? So Steak from Giants.
I think the Mensa lives at
Tmensa from Queso, Steak from Giants, and Mark from BDS all live together. They just like whenever one of them wins, they just like start egging the other guy like, way. You're buying us tapas. Yeah. It's class, imagine. So they don't need team houses.
Yeah, so I got Vitality at 10. And I think that's just based off of what I've seen. So, but you can't say that.
You've got your eyes closed if that's what you've seen, mate. And that's coming from
number
me.
2, though.
You probably have them like top 2 or something, which is actually ludicrous if you have them in the top 2. I just
don't spoil my list. Let's not jump too
like
far
their
ahead,
consistency is so not like it's just not there. And then like you just I don't know. The record against BDS is atrocious. And granted, that's just everybody. But if you're,
why are you just looking at them versus BDS though?
Because that was what they've been compared with. They were the expected best team coming in, and they have been underperforming throughout. And they've started off at a level and it's been slowly declining. And while they're declining, other EU teams are slowly going up. And
I won't disagree with that. I frequently have said that Vitality have been on a slump. I do not disagree with that. I've been completely on that train. I think they have slumped and they haven't done as well as they could have done. I completely agree. But the only reason they're second is because BDS are so goddamn good that if BDS weren't there, Vitality would be the number 1 team in EU.
Okay, you say that, but BDS is still performing in spring. Where's Vitality? I can't even find them anywhere.
Right. Well, I'll wait till we get to the end of the list.
This is the second best team in EU, and that's the kind of results that they get that I'm worried about.
Then your region is terrible. You should be grateful to have Vitality this low.
You are ludicrous, Tbates.
Well, you said that you have more EU teams ahead. You said, what, 2 EU teams ahead of them?
I'm not going to give you the exact number.
I'm just wondering, which EU team did you forget? Because there has to be another 3 EU teams on here. There has to be. I looked over.
I didn't forget any EU teams.
There has to be 3 more EU teams on your list. There's no way.
The has is a very bold statement. There might be, there might not be. I cannot say.
I'm so excited for my list to not be the worst.
Sandrock Gaming 15. Your list is automatically disqualified the moment you say SRG 15. I think me, Yummy, and Johnny all have Sandrock Gaming in our top 10.
Well, let's see if Yummy. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we'll see. I mean,
maybe I don't have them at all.
I'll tell you guys. I don't have them at 10 though. I got Team Queso at 10. That's who I got number 10.
Okay.
I see a Team Queso 13 for Yummy. Wait, okay.
I'm the lowest.
No one else has mentioned Team Queso yet. That's interesting.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That just means Stumpy has Team Queso next. Okay, he's smirking again like he did the last time when you said
God, why do you think you know me?
Does he?
No.
We all
no, he doesn't, mate, because my number 9 team...
Okay, so is this number 3?
My number 9 team is G2 Esports.
Whoa.
Which I think it's a very respectable place for them.
Respectable place.
I think the G2 with Drees look unbelievable. They look really good. They look refreshed. They look great. Drees is just an incredible player. It's so exciting to see him play. On a boot camp, I think they'll just stick at a very good level. There's still a question mark, new player, all of that stuff. But yeah, I think 9th is good.
Not disrespectful for G2.
Yeah, this isn't a grid though, Stumpies. You have to remember that.
Yeah, that's what put me down for them. Is that,
Very fair.
We're not doing grid rankings.
My number 9, the highest that this team is on the list, it is Top Blokes. I don't know, I'm a believer.
Whoa.
That is high.
Silverloak,
Very high.
Atlan, Archie, I really rate him. It is high for their performance though, this split. So my rankings are inconsistent in that I was like, oh, it's all about consistency. Well, that's fallen down at number 9, huh? I also just couldn't put them behind Sam.
Really?
Dude,
I
really does
would.
not feel right.
I could easily. It was so easy to put them behind
Easily?
Sam. Yeah, Top Blokes phase, Dignitas behind Sam. I was like, wait, who have Top Blokes phase and Dignitas beaten recently? That's right, nobody. Okay, I'll put them behind Sam. That was my
But then
thinking.
who have Sam beaten recently in their own region?
Everybody apart from these two teams. They beat everybody.
Yeah,
They're
but
the
then are
best two
those other
teams.
teams better than Top Blokes and well, obviously FaZe, but like Dignitas?
Yes. Well, I mean, with 1 month prep, yeah, these Sam teams are going to be popping off. They're legit.
I think Warriors will destroy that Sam region, but that's just me. No.
I mean, you had them at 15. I have Fury at 15. They're literally the same. Like, you have the same power level.
I know, no, but
That's my
Sam
15.
didn't crack my list, remember?
Yeah, that's crazy. You had
I know.
Galaxy Racer with a brand new player in your list, and
I think the Galaxy
even
Racer
know.
would. I don't think Sam's that good. But that's just me. That's a story for another day.
Or did
Or maybe
you
later.
get farmed by like Sam players in ranked yesterday or something? What's going on here?
No. Matter of fact, when I played them, I'm just not impressed. They're just like, I'm just so confident in my plan. Like they play true neutral plays ranked with their full team. And I grant their own 150 ping, but I can have two 1800s, and I just don't. I'm just not worried.
You think you and two 1800s could take down true neutral?
It's also
okay,
like
this is ranked though, so I don't. It's,
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta take
ranked.
it. But see,
Yeah.
like their ranked might be different than our ranked because we don't we party up ranked like it's just a whatever. Their ranked might be they actually like want to get good work again against like 2K plus
There's
level
no
players.
shot. Nah, they're
No
pre-jumping
shot.
everything. They do not care
No,
about
no,
ranked.
no,
No
no.
way.
He doesn't go for it. He just farm saves like he does in that region. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just not believers in him. Nah, they have to show me something.
Nah,
You gotta show
Sam
me
are
something.
Good. Sam are gonna
So-
farm next land. They're actually good. I think they're good.
I think
Ooh,
Sam get
maybe.
unfortunately clapped.
Yeah, they just got more to go.
Yeah.
Okay, my 9 and 8 were really close.
Okay.
They're flippable. They're interchangeable. But I struggle with this one a
it's the
lot.
Sam team.
Give yourself insurance already
It's
for when we have a
neutral
go at
Fury.
it.
And what should we do?
Sam 9 and 8. They're interchangeable.
the
I
real love
struggle
bell
with this one
moment.
a lot. But at the end of the day, I looked up potential and
God.
month long, and so with that I put Guild at number 9.
Okay.
I put Guild at number 9
Okay.
because they've won one. They beat BDS twice, which I found to be so impressive. And that's why they're in their top. That's when there's top 10. And I think on their day when they're playing well, they could fit top 5. But it's just they're on their day, and there's also gonna be other teams boot camping with them and put in a lot of prep, a lot of time. So, but they
I
have
think they will get a lot from boot camping.
Yeah, they're
exactly. So-
hydrated.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Hull is a lot going on there.
So, yeah. So I just feel like with all that, they're legit top 10. I put them at 9. The eighth team I'm gonna say later. They can be flipped. I feel like, but I like
Okay.
them at 9.
I think Guild's a good shout. I like that. I think, good argument as well.
Yeah,
I think
that's all
that's
right. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Tbates. And in return, I'd love you to, throw me in agreement as well for my number 9, which is the wonderful, just barely better than Queso on this imaginary line with 1 month prep, Rogue from NA. Just slotted in there at number 9. They look,
first killer at 9, Johnny.
yeah,
first killer at 9.
yeah.
9.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
He's playing with like the 2 slowest players.
It doesn't matter how slow Taroko can move like a snail. He's got one job. Sit his rock bottom in the back and make sure first killer gets as many touches as possible. You got first killer at 9. I would understand you have him like 7 or 6, but 9. Nobody's gonna handle that kid on no land. He's gonna. Oh my God, he's actually gonna dominate them.
Wait,
He will dominate.
T-Bates. He's put ground 0 above first killer.
Wait! You did! Johnny! You got ground zero for Rogue! I'm not looking at the stream, so I can't but they you have ground Johnny! Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
I can't see the list. Yumi, I forgot he hasn't set ground zero yet. You have ground zero. Johnny, you understand that first killers in that region? I don't think he'd ever lose. I think they would win every single time. I don't think they lose a game.
Oh my god.
Johnny, they thought Drip Bay was so good they sent him over to NA. And could you imagine if Drip Bay was on the level of first killer? They would have sent him over to freaking the best team in the world probably at this point.
Oh my god.
Now listen. So we'll get to ground zero. Don't worry, I'll save that. We'll get to ground zero later. We'll save that. But we got to get through number 8s first. Hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that. We'll explain Rogue later. Don't worry about it. But anyway, Stumpy, what's your number 8?
Oh my god, I have never loved Tbates more. Okay, right. In at number 8, I said I agreed with Tbates with Guild at 9. I put my Guild at 8. I think they had an amazing job. They beat BDS twice in a row. They swept BDS. They looked like the team that they always should have been when they won their regional. It was an amazing performance. Hopefully they can just get to that level consistently when they have that bootcamp.
I like that.
Hang on. Number 9, right? Number 8.
8.
My number 8, you guys have finally you're expecting it for a long time. It's ground zero. They finally come in, the best OC team. I think they're going to do a lot on a boot camp, especially. Obviously, they've been very dominant in OCE. They'll get a lot out of the boot camp. They have a lot of backing as well. Like months and months ago, the org was already trying to get them like vaccines as soon as they get into OCE, trying to do as much as possible. They actually have a sleep psych as well. One of the probably only teams in the world.
And they need those. They're waking up at like 6 p.m.
Very specific. Yeah, and in OCE, it's really necessary because you have 10 a.m. starts, and that's not gamer hours for sure. So they do have a lot of backing. I think as well, they're just mechanically the best team we've ever had in terms of pure individual mechanics, and that'll go up once they go to overseas.
What do you think about
that? Like,
so I was saying, like, what do you think about the argument though that when Ground Zero are playing other teams, they get challenged by 2 or 3 teams, and that's probably fair to say, like over in OCE. But then there are still those big gaps where they may think that they've got time on a ball, but then EU, NA would then challenge considerably sooner. Would that not completely scuff them up? That's basically how I was thinking.
That's the point of the boot camp, is you do have to change your play style somewhat. Like you can't just play the exact same way. And that's why
does it sound like an honest
4 to 6 weeks.
Why does it sound like too much of a disrespectful explanation? It's like, yeah, it's kind
the point of the boot
point,
camp.
Stumpy.
Come on, Stumpy. Like,
I mean,
the point.
I feel like having
of course
them
it's
at
a
8,
point, but like Alpha Sydney had nobody challenging them in OCE, and they boot camped their way to success. They didn't challenge OCE their way to success, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have genuinely always admired OCE's bootcamp. I said it earlier on, like they've always been so good at bootcamp, and they have always performed after they've had like a month or whatever it ends up being. So 8
It's
is
respectable.
fine.
I can see Yumi putting them up there.
I will say that I find it difficult to believe that Ground Zero would win the entire event. And so like Ground Zero and below are all teams. Like when I did my list, I kind of separated between teams that I felt could win the entire thing. And I think from above here, basically all the teams up here, I think could win it. There are a couple of teams below or 8 or below here that I think have like a 1% chance, like G2, for example. But outside of that, that's kind of how I separated top 8 to the rest.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that, but that starts from my 7. Once my 7 comes in, that's the teams that like I expect to like actually contend. 9, 8. That's why I say these 8, 9. I had 9 Guild. I have 8 G2.
Oh,
I have 8 G2. And that's just because like Drees with Rizzo, they had Rizzo was more up. He was more the first man demo chase, that type of vibe, and that kind of brought their defense back a little bit. But Drees is way more defensive. Obviously, he lets JNaps and Chicago, especially roam more than they probably ever have. and it's a completely different way to approach the game. And with the whole entire month of preparation, Dre's getting even more comfortable being that serviceable third man, and Chicago really getting into his role of becoming a demo chaser, set playmaker, even more playmate. But them and Gil for me are interchangeable.
How do you think Drees will go on land though?
See, that's the thing. But I mean, Chicago and J-Naps have both performed on land. So I mean, and Drees, he's in an important role in that third man spot. But I mean, it's just he's a once player, so he's gonna be comfortable because Chicago and J-Nap's not gonna leave him back 1v2 a lot. It's not gonna happen. Like when he is gonna get stuck in that, it's gonna be a 1v1, and you gotta trust Drees to handle that. He's on your team for a reason. But especially after a month of getting used to that speed and playing some of these really great players. So yeah, I got G2 at 8.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's agreeing with me. He's either got G2 or ground zero.
He's got ground zero, surely.
I already
Can't
have
be that much
G2
higher
at
than
12,
Mercury,
Yummy.
Oh.
But there is another team.
Oh wait,
beginning
he's
with
typed to G.
There is another team beginning
Oh,
with G.
it's Guild
as well.
surely.
But no, it's not them.
That's
It's not them.
Giants.
OCE's always struggling against EU. It has to be ground zero, not ground zero on.
Okay.
So
What
yeah,
about
now
this
we
one?
can go back to. So
One
Tbates,
too
you were mad about Rogue being 9 for some reason. I don't understand why. What was that all about? Like,
Do you
No,
honestly believe Ground Zero is a more complete team than Rogue?
yes, they have 3 players moving. They have 3 players in motion.
What's that have to do anything? You can have 3 players in motion. The Rock doesn't mind. The Rock
Nah.
watching you go. You're whiffing here. I'll take the ball 1v1.
Turanturo's parked up in the opponent's net, and Taroka's parked up in Rogue's net, and First Killer's like in the midfield. The entire midfield. He's moving.
He dominates it. He dominates Justin for Pete. He dominates Justin, Miss, Turbo. Like he puts it on all those great players.
Not recently though. Not recently. They didn't dominate the last
Nonetheless.
2 events. I don't think they're going to dominate the major
Nonetheless.
either. I think they're going to struggle
Okay.
at LAN. These guys, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be the best. I don't think they're going to be top 3 NA. To be honest, I think they'd probably be the 4th best NA team at the next LAN because they got less experience. Recently, they've been struggling. They went through their honeymoon period. Now they're out of it. They've hit a bit of a road bump and not looking as good anymore. They lose to Rogue can lose to literally anybody. They lose to anybody in a group stage.
one thing with Amphis on that team is he's literally a winner too. I mean, he's a 12-year-old kid. He's not actually 12, but he acts like a 12-year-old kid. Who doesn't care. He in his 2 RLCS seasons that he's played in, he's come top 2. Well, he came second and then first. And the first time he carried 2 idiots to second place. So I don't question his ability to play at LAN.
Hey, like, what's it called? What was their team name when they got 4th at LAN? Was it Alpha Sydney, Yummy? Was that the?
Yeah, that was Alpha
It
Sydney.
was Alpha Sydney at the
no,
time.
that was Chiefs at the time.
It was Chiefs. Sorry, yeah, they were Alpha Sydney. Then they were Chiefs. So Chiefs, they got 4th at LAN. They've beaten NRG at LAN multiple times when they were Garrett Justin NRG edition. Or I think the first time it was Garrett Jacob Fireburner. The second time it had
it was
Justin.
Jacob the first
But they've
time.
beaten NRG before. They've been competitive against NA many times. They probably should have beaten Cloud9 at season 4 as well, if I recall. But they just had a crossbar challenge in game 2, and suddenly they lost a game they definitely should have won. They went to OT and lost the series. But yeah, I think OCE's competitive against NA every time I see them play, and I think they would beat Rogue at LAN. I think this OCE team, the Ground Zero, looks like the best OCE team ever, and Rogue are absolutely vulnerable. I think that's why I've got Ground Zero ahead of them.
I think a huge thing for OC and Sam has been just the sheer amount of Rocket League played and the fact that it's not 6 months of just the top teams playing each other. Similar like in NA and EU to some aspect with like top 8 aspect, but I think they've bridged the gap a little bit, like improved faster than other regions.
Remember, if this was right now, Rogue would win. But we're 1 month scrimming. OCE knows how to scrim. Rogue, I don't know. We're not seen that before. This Rogue team's brand new. I don't know how they're going to do. But I know that Ground Zero are going to know what to do. They got Tarsos. He's been at how many lines now? All of them for OCE? Every Worlds, is he? I think.
I also
every single
saw.
one.
He's the Garrett G of OCE. They've got literally the Garrett G of OCE on their team. They're going to know exactly what to do. Like these guys.
I also
they'll be
saw
legit.
in chat that Monkey Moon said that Torsos was better than First Killer. So
Yeah, so I mean, if Monkey Moon said that, then
if Monkey Moon says it.
Mickey
then-
Moon can't talk right now, man. Mickey Moon can't talk. There's no talking, no chirping from Mickey Moon. I don't want to hear him.
you don't tell me you put Rogue ahead of BDS, Tbates. There's no way.
Huh?
You did not.
There's no way.
Why would I ever do that?
way.
Oh my god!
my-
No, listen.
I thought
Tbates
Tbates was going to be serious, so he's coming into your farm and impressions.
I respect BDS. Mickey Moon, I respect you that much. I'm not gonna
You called him Mickey Moon.
I mean, that's because you got absolutely slapped when he had to play cross region. But that's not. That's
Hey, so did everybody. He scored the best goal I've ever seen. That corner double touch. Hey, listen, you guys, you guys posted
On
propaganda.
120 ping.
Tbates, you guys at first touch, you posted the propaganda. You're like, look at this missed goal, this kind of okay double touch. You didn't even show the Monkey Man goal. The Monkey Man goal is so much better. What happened to that?
I had a shot, but the chat's on your VODs. So in the clip, somebody said something not too nice. So
What? They can blur that. The propaganda is unbelievable. Get propaganda. Pure.
I had a shot, but we took it off.
This missed goal, the downward bounce read, it was nice. But I've scored one of those by accident right before. Monkey Man, I've never. You can't accidentally score Monkey Man's goal. It was like.
Monkey Moon's shot was amazing. I'll give him that much. And also, Rogue might not be above them.
Oh,
Okay. Good.
I said might not.
Good.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the Tbates mass debate where he does put Sam in his top 7. He's just been fooling us all along.
That's just not happening. There's no masturbate right there. I was truthful when I said what I said. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh no.
I love you, Chad.
Okay, Stumpy, we need to move on. What's your number 7?
Number 7 for me is a team that I think will be very happy to get to this point. It's a North American team, and there's been a lot of bark, but very little bite. And Space Station Gaming are a solid 7th place team. I think that when it comes down to actually performing on LAN, we need to see so much more from Space Station. Wrestles was relevant in 2019, but it comes to 2021, and you just got to ask questions of where they actually do exist. Compared to teams that are just faster, better, and more mechanical than them overall, I just see them getting clapped time and time again. Maybe a boot camp will actually inspire them to do something well in the last 2 years or so. But just farming impressions on Twitter could be spent better in free play, is all I'm saying. Maybe get on the shots he shouldn't miss. Training pack Arsenal, instead of missing his open nets, just try and tap him in from 2-3 feet away.
One shot. It's just been ingrained into your head.
I could understand that you could even put them down as low as 17 because sometimes they just don't even.
There's no way, Yummy. You're joking. No.
Yummy's got to be joking me. You're joking, right?
You did not.
I put in my number 7 Sandrock Gaming. That I felt was a little low even, but I just didn't quite know how they'd perform on LAN. I think in international competition, they're awesome. It's been a long time since, what was it? The European Cup or whatever that you ran, Johnny, where they came second. That was sick because that was, to me, the proof they could play under pressure because they were the only team who had pressure. It was like an RLCS season.
Everybody's saying that RLCS teams don't care. Look at the pressure on Sandrock. Yes,
their
Yummy.
performance in that tournament.
Yes.
And they performed really, really well.
They threw in that tournament
too. To the second. Yeah, they could have won the entire thing. That was really impressive. I'd love to put them higher. I just want to see them at LAN.
No, that's true though. Everybody's always saying European Invitational, the EU teams, they're not really focused on that. They're focusing on RLCS. I'm like, what? So they fly up for an aerial, then they're like, oh, am I going to score the open net on Sunday? Oh, I missed the aerial. Oh no! Like no, they were trying. Everybody's sweating in those lobbies. But yeah, Sandrock Gaming were the only team with massive pressure on them. The future of their region.
You put them in, Sam.
Yeah, my bad. I'll fix that. Nah, they had so much pressure and they delivered. Of course they're going to deliver it under pressure. These guys don't care what your nameplate is. They don't care what your preset is. They don't care. These guys have actually got LAN experience as well. They go to LANs in Saudi. There's lots of.
Can we also revisit that Stumpy put them 15?
I know. What is he talking
about?
That's the
worst thing. That's the worst by far. That's the worst by far.
Coming from Mr. Vitality 10th. That's the worst by far. Okay, just because you have Vitality
at 2 somehow isn't going to save you from the SRG being that low.
I fully admitted that I don't watch ME nearly as much as I should. I'm fully out there with that. I need to watch them more. In my head, they are not up there where maybe they should be because I don't know. I've not got enough data from them.
There's plenty of data. They're great. They're legendary. They're amazing.
Yeah, but I don't have that data. That was my point.
The data's there.
Though. It's there. Yeah.
It's there. It's somewhere. You just gotta go looking for it. But regardless.
Okay.
Okay. My 6 and 7 are also really close. My top 5, I like my top 5. But my 6 and 7 are also kind of interchangeable.
SSG.
But
No,
with that, oh, I'm looking at them right now. Okay. I like. I'm gonna move my 6 down. Actually, I move my 6 to 7. I move my 7 to 6. I'm about to do a little
changing.
I'll do a little flip flop. And with my 7, I have Rogue. See, my Rogue's reasonable though. It's not underneath ground zero, and it's also because the first killer, as great as he is, Toroko and Turret. Even with that, the boot camp, I can't see him beating any of these teams. Maybe my 6th team now, but I can't see him really beating.
Literally just switched with them.
Yeah. They could beat them, but for them to win, and they could win the event, but it had to be first killer. The first killer would have to happen, and that's gonna be so tough for him to, especially if everybody's boot camp for a month. They're all scrimming against one another. That's gonna be tough. But he's great. Toroko is really good at not moving. Johnny, he's really amazing at it. And sometimes Turin decides he wants to do. Turin does whatever he wants to. Turin floats. Turin might just be in the other team's net, or he might actually be being effective. So it depends on the day. But they're so high because the first killer. You just gotta put respect to him. He's legit top 3 in the world. So I got Rogue.
Okay.
It's always dangerous though for any team that it's not relies on one player, but is so heavily focused on one player. Because as soon as in our hypothetical they then don't perform, that then essentially wipes them out of the competition. So I think that's a good spot.
It's interesting. I thought you were definitely gonna have Rogue. Wait, Stumpy and Yumi don't have Rogue yet, do they?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
Wow, Tbates having Rogue lower than Stumpy and Yumi would never. No one would have guessed this. There's no chance.
Wild.
No chance. Second lowest Rogue position on the rankings. But anyway, I think this will probably be one of the ones you guys are less mad about in terms of my rankings. I said, Ground Zero, they've always struggled against EU, and I think if that wasn't the case, I would have put them above Guild as well. But or not Ground Zero, OCE struggle against EU historically, and Guild. Yeah, I agree. They're going to be super hydrated. They're going to be weighing in the heaviest. They're going to be so much water retention. You're not going to believe it. These guys are going to be huge.
They're going to roll onto stage.
Yeah, they're going to be massive. They're going to be gigantic when they go up on stage. They're going to do the face-off. Everybody's going to be like, whoa. The Devo is like 7 foot tall. Like they're going to be unbelievable.
Boys are inflated.
Yeah, I think.
Oh my god.
Guild are probably the only team from EU and NA that I put up like a little bit based on boot camp. Like the Salmon, OCE, and Middle East teams, I ranked a little bit higher based on the fact that they would be boot camping. NA, EU, I kind of left the same except Guild. I think Guild, I got to rate their boot camping. Their potential. I think that they've got good
last
structure.
time when they had Scrub Killer and they fell apart of the boot camp.
Hey, the Scrub Killer's left now, so that's nothing. No longer an issue. I think they're going to be fine from here on.
I agree, though. I think that'll be. I'll get a lot from the boot camp.
I think we're all basically focusing on Guild. If they efficiently boot camp, which I think a lot of us are expecting them to, hypothetically, then they will do well.
I will say it was very close to 7, 8, 9. Guild, Ground Zero, Rogue, pretty close.
Although Yumi's got Guild at 15th.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. What are Guild
I don't know what that's about.
That is a crazy
What are they doing
choice.
down there?
I just didn't like them across the entire season. That's all. But I watched most of their run on last weekend or the weekend before. But I just kind of forgot about the fact that they beat BDS twice.
Look at that response, by the way. Everybody else is mauling on Twitter at the fact there's no Lion Guilder. Like, let's go beat these guys. And they did. They actually they just beat everybody.
And they talked.
Yeah, Rattles called them out. They're like, let me beat those guys as well. They actually performed. Like, there's nothing to win there in that show match. And they showed up and they slapped the NA super team. They destroyed them.
I always think that whenever people say, they weren't trying in that tournament, the only thing that applies to me is BDS at times when they've got a bigger tournament coming up. Because realistically, they've done what they need to do, right? They can take that breather, they can slow down, and then they can ramp up later. That's the only team that can have that excuse. And even then, they've done it only in the most recent regional to an extent. They were like, okay, we lost. Guild still beat them through and through, don't get me wrong. But there are no other teams that is a valid excuse for.
Yeah, it's right. BDS look pretty good, though. Like, I think BDS haven't fallen off that much. I think they might not be as dominant, but I think they will be again. It's just like...
completely agree, yeah.
Yeah, they're chilling right now. I mean, the only reason I know this is because they're actually streaming. They didn't stream at all in the first two splits. They secured that first seed, and then Mark starts streaming, extra streaming. I'm like, okay, now they're just chilling. You know, they're not completely hardcore grinding ananymore. They gotta split up, make the content. Okay, so where we're at number 6 now. Back over to you, Stumpy. Let's break it in.
At number 6, Tbates earlier, he had Rogue at 7. I had him at 6. I think that Rogue have had a really, really good, solid performance. I am impressed with them. I do think it's literally what I said earlier, right? It's if First Killer does as well as he can do on LAN, then they do well. If he doesn't, though, I don't see anybody else stepping up on that team.
Better than SSG, though?
Better than SSG.
Interchangeable, but around that area.
Well, as soon as I gave my explanation for the last one, I was like, oh man, I should have put Sandrock one higher. Because I have Rogue number 6 as well. And they both fit in the same category. For me, Sandrock and Rogue. And I would have preferred in the end to have Rogue below Sandrock. But yeah, as you said, if First Killer shows up, I think they can win LAN.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's so dependent. It's such a seesaw.
It is very dependent.
We didn't want to let Stumpy add in a team that he forgot existed. You know, that was something we absolutely wanted to leave in.
I'm not going back and switching it. I just regret.
I was saying, Tbates switched it before the reveal. Do we let Stumpy switch? It's
no.
Do we let Yumi switch?
We'll
leave it.
No. It's fine.
For evidence. The evidence is there. Yummy's just embarrassed.
It's my fault for not prepping the list well enough.
It's my fault for getting that Rebellion existed.
Was that the first time you agreed with Stumpy? You had the same team. I think that's why you want to change this. You're like, oh, mad.
No, what do you mean?
It is the first time.
We've come close a couple of times, to be fair, with Renegades and Phase and stuff.
Yeah, true. Not exactly.
Yeah, just one off.
Okay, so Tbates' top 6 is going to be, I'm predicting right now, this is what the top 6 is going to be. His 6
Sandra
is going to be, he doesn't even have Team Queso in here. Surely they have to be in here. No, wait, he said that there's 2 EU teams ahead, so never mind. Sandrock are in there, BDS are in there, SSG are in there, Envy and NRG, but who's the 6th team? Is it Queso? Is it really Queso at number 6?
I feel like he miscounted and Queso are in there.
Do you think so?
That's my shout.
Tbates, what is it?
The team who I moved up from 7 to 6 just 2 seconds ago is indeed Team Queso.
Ooh.
But I am such a believer with them. I think that the reason they're this low is because their defense is shaky, and it's just so iffy. But with the whole month, and they're just so talented, their mechanics are off the charts. They're like the closest approximation to an NA team I think EU team has, and I think on their day, like I don't even think they might be. Nah, they're not better than BDS on their day, but they are ridiculously good. They're ridiculously good, and with a full month of prep and them getting used to, they're gonna take a lot from NA teams and turn it to offense and the way to approach it. And they're a team I was alluding to earlier when I'm saying a team's gonna benefit from boot camping the most, and I think it's them. Just because they're just gonna see teams that play like them. And they're gonna, but actually play a little bit better defense, and they're gonna incorporate that. But with their already ridiculously high offense, and the sky's the limit for them, they could very easily win a Worlds or something like that if they're coming on their game with lots of preparation. So yeah, they're 6.
So I've got one for you, Tbates. So if Queso are the most NA EU team, do you think that Envy are the most EU NA team?
Nationality-wise, yes.
Envy. Not just because it's Turbo, but for the way they play.
The way they approach, yeah. They're
More defensive.
I would say that. A lot of EU teams focus on counterattacking, and Envy focuses on counterattacking somewhat too. But they have like a midfield as well, which some EU teams lack. So yeah, I would say so.
Because there had to be a clause, of course.
Always. He can't compliment EU too much.
All right, hold on a second. So who have I got at number 6? Oh, I forgot about this one. This was going to make a lot of people laugh.
Johnny still doesn't have Sandrock in there either.
No. Nor does Tbates, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nor does Tbates. Jesus Christ, guys.
My number 6.
I mean, you put them 15, so...
Yeah, I agree. That's a gap in my knowledge, Yumi. We've gone over this.
Hey, my number 6 through 2 was all very close.
Okay.
But the team coming in at number 6 are NRG
Oh my
from North America.
God.
6th best team in the world. They barely missed out in the top 5. It was close. It was a good try, but they just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. They've lost Turbo Pulse. So how on earth are they going to win a LAN ever again? Explain that. Explain me that. Yeah, they got rid of Turbo for the online portion. They didn't think about what they're going to do when we go back to LANs.
That's so true. That's
What are they
so
gonna do?
true. That's so true. They really did give rid of the one person they had to win a
The
LAN.
one person that can win a LAN for them.
Garrett and Justice said, we won with you. You taught us how to win. We don't need you no more. You're useless now.
But the thing is, they don't even need to win a LAN, but like to then be above 6th position. They just need to be 2nd. They don't even need to win it. You're like, and then you still put them 6th.
That's because I think all of the 5 above them could win. I think my top 5 could win.
Okay.
Everybody else, I don't think they can win. I don't think Guild
Wait,
can
you
win.
don't think NRG could win?
No, they'd get 2nd place best. Lose the final. To Turbo, probably, but, you know.
Yeah. Okay, up.
Arcade up, yeah. They
Oh,
just lose to
man.
Turbo Arcade up in the final.
Dang, that
Or-
means Vitality's
or
in all
Mickey
y'all's
Moon.
top
Or,
5s.
or according to Stumpy, Violent Panda.
Yeah, wait. Is Dignitas?
Yeah,
No,
Vitality.
yes,
No, no,
Dignitas.
no,
yes.
Dignitas are in. Dignitas are in.
Oh my goodness, I panicked for a second there. It's like he still hasn't said
God.
Dignitas. Are you
Johnny,
serious?
that one, you were so
No.
irate so quickly. You were ready to call me
I
out.
just
Vitality
like
above
had a heart
NRG?
attack.
Hey,
Wait, how
Johnny,
did-
I still haven't said Dignitas.
What? No way, you're not saying Dignitas.
No, Digger not in.
My list is also full of Sam and Middle East.
There's
and
no
OC
way you say
teams,
Dignitas. No happening. No
Yours
way.
is a world tour, Yumi. I like yours.
Yeah.
I think me, Yummy, and Stumpy might be about to converge on the same
I
team.
think we are.
I think
I
we
think we
might
are.
be. And this is all unplanned, guys. We haven't revealed our lists.
Actually,
So I
wait,
think we
are
might.
we? No, we're not. Not for
You have
five
NRG.
at least.
If you have NRG 6, you have to have
Oh
Vitality.
no, wait, no, 5. Hang on, we're on 5. Yeah, yeah,
5.
we might still be
Yeah,
for
5.
5.
I
then.
think we
Yeah.
might all have the same team.
Okay, my number 5 team is a team that I think do definitely have a chance. Honestly, my top 7, I think, have a chance of winning. That's how I would define them. My
And
number
Sandrock
5
Gaming.
team, yeah, right, 30th or whatever. My number 5 team are Envy. That's where I have got them.
We're not converging at
No.
all.
So lightly,
Envy for
mate.
me, chill
No.
out at number 5. I think that they are.
in this.
You have
I
the
think
machine
that-
at 5?
Why have you typed Vitality? Get rid of them. Put in Envy.
First
For
off,
me, Envy are a very good team. I think they are better than Rogue, and they're better than Space Station. But do I think they're better than my number 4 team? I'm not going to tell you that yet, but I don't think I do.
I mean, presumably
Oh,
no,
no.
you don't.
No, I definitely don't. It's a very good
Presumably
point,
no.
Johnny, but I definitely don't.
Vitality above Envy. And then Samurai Gaming at 15 already. Okay?
Okay,
Yummy.
Vitality number 10. Sorry.
It makes
Fair
sense
on
at
you.
10. Yummy.
Well, me and Johnny are converging.
We
We're-
must
we're
be. There's
converging.
no way we're not converging. Yummy.
Vitality number 5.
Johnny has
They're
Johnny?
only this
Okay.
high because of the K-Dot Fairy peak factor. They have been terrible this split. But those two, or especially K-Dot, is the luckiest player in the world able to win lands, somehow getting the wins, getting the game 7 overtime against Dignitas to get to that grand final, trying again. But yeah, I think it's that land factor for me that puts Vitality up here.
Okay. Then Johnny has him at 5 as well?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
sure.
I said I agreed. I'll put it in. I do have Vitality at 5.
Okay. That's okay.
It was close.
Five,
Hey,
five.
it's close. Energy Vitality was basically
NRG
it would be a coin flip,
ugh.
except NRG got rid of Turbo Pulsar. They're you know that was their ace up the sleeve to beat Vitality on land.
Vitality got rid of Turbo, and then they got rid of Scrub, who I believe were
They
both
never had
aces.
they never had Turbo, but they got rid of Scrub. But I think it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Alpha's an upgrade. I think he's better than Scrub.
Maybe
100%,
skill-wise, but Scrub on land was amazing.
I think Alpha will be just as good,
Scrub
if not
on
better.
that LAN was amazing.
I think
Both
Alpha will be
land.
just as
Alpha
better.
wasn't great that one time on Barca, but that was so long
Ah,
ago.
but that was
so-
Barca.
That was-
that was
yeah.
savage. I think didn't they make a final with Alpha, or a semi-final or something in Leipzig?
think-
they did. I think they made a semi-final in that line with Alpha, carrying that team. It was Blue Diva.
I mean,
they played
that
alright,
was
but Alpha
Alpha's
was
job.
like,
Yeah.
he was the player. He got snatched up by TSM. He's going to be fine. Alpha's going to be great on LAN. Like, the thing is, like, Vitality... Okay, I said Guild were my only team that I put up based on boot camping. I think Vitality are probably a little bit of the same effect, because right now I think they'd lose to NRG, but I think on LAN they'd beat him. I think if you give them a month, they would screw him, and they would show up. They'd be more clutch under pressure.
Okay.
NRG have just not shown me enough this season under immense pressure.
It's funny you're talking about NRG because they're my number 5 team. NRG is my number 5 team.
Surprised that they're not one higher for you, but yeah.
It's tough because their ceiling is just so high, but it's
True.
I feel like just okay, and I like skill wise we all know, but I like to look at their player. I look at their player camps. They're like the one team I legit look at just see how they're coming in, and it just seems like they're not having fun sometimes. It just seems like they do not care about being out there. Well, not they. So one in particular. One in particular doesn't seem like.
Are you talking about the player who's ahead of the competition?
Huh?
The player who's ahead of the competition.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not gonna say. But yeah, I think that just factors in so heavily. That factors in so much because you gotta love the game, man. You gotta love it. You gotta want to play, and it just like, especially when you got Garrett out there putting his heart and soul into it. So I mean, it annoys me.
Listen, I predicted Garrett and Justin to win so many lines with NRG.
Right.
I did my prediction contest. I put them number 1 so many times they kept getting second. I can't do it anymore. I can't put them ahead of that Vitality anymore until they actually do it without turbo. Yeah, until they do it. Because I tried so many times, I was wrong every time. But hey, I root for these guys. I was 100% rooting for them in Madrid. I was so happy when they won. I had to compose myself because I was like, right, okay, I actually got work to do. But no, this is nothing. People are like, oh, Johnny just hates NRG, but no, genuinely, I think Vitality. If I had to bet, if my life was on the line, I would bet Vitality to win. I just would.
And I don't hate on Squishy like Reynolds does. Even though we did lose our rank game, we did lose our rank games earlier, and I wasn't too happy about losing. But that's just ranked.
Wait, you were
ranked 2. Yeah, we lost, and I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too pleased. But regardless, I was a little annoyed at the effort Mariano was putting on. He was streaming. I know he doesn't try as much, but I want to win my games. But regardless, he's good. He's real solid, and I don't know necessarily if that's his role, if that's his best fit playing the role he's been given, but they're still good. So 5.
Pressure,
I just
man.
realized
The pressure on that team is immense.
Hasn't yet said queso either.
Wait, you're joking?
He hasn't said queso.
You are joking. What a discovery. No way.
Wait, so he said envy though, didn't he?
No, he didn't. I don't.
He said envy, yeah.
He said
so
envy.
And you said, has he said SSG?
He has said SSG.
He said Rogue SSG.
He hasn't said NRG.
So NRG surely is number 4.
He might be about to say NRG. He might be about to say NRG.
If he says NRG, no way.
You have 3 EU teams top 3?
Would you guys like to know my number 4 team?
I would love to.
Just get the energy out of the way, man. Your list is already bogus, so I mean, go ahead.
My number 4 team is a team that I consider to be very strong, very quick, incredibly mechanical. Tbates was big enough for their mechanics earlier on. And it's a team that I think will be too fast for Envy to deal with, too fast for Rogue to deal with, too fast for Space Station Gaming to deal with. And that team is Queso. I think Queso can on LAN be such a top team. They can outpace near anybody on their day. And I think you guys have utterly slept on them. Apart from Tbates, who put them
Tbates
in 6th.
put them at 6. I thought that was high.
Yeah.
Stumpy, what?
My problem is that teams like that, they inevitably, like, you go back to that Barca example. The teams that are super hyper aggressive really fast tend to on LAN have that one player who gets nervous and plays really defensive, and it screws them completely. If you can play really aggressively on LAN, it works so well.
I back them to keep up their pace as well. I don't think that a Queso on LAN after boot camping would end up being slower. I think they would stick at either their level of pace or there would be like plus or minus 10% of that, like on their top level. I
You're
just think that they've got.
gambling
Oh, mate, this entire list is a gamble, Yumi. It's a hypothetical boot camp.
No, we're
Like-
bringing this back up in the future. This is it. This is
Yeah, bring it up.
committed.
Bring it up when Queso losing the semis by my count.
No, if Queso lost in like the group stage without winning a series, nobody would be surprised. They'd be like, "Oh well, you know." they
Johnny,
probably-
I would be weeping. Okay, I would be crying if they lost in groups.
Garrett,
Honestly,
you just said in chat you can't put Middle East top 8 and then hate on Stump's Queso pick.
Let's go, Garrett. Yes, let's go. You're gonna love my
Wait,
third pick. Oh
who's-
my word.
Who's got Middle East top 8? Oh, Yummy's got Middle East top 8. Okay, so Garrett's calling out Yummy there.
Let's go, Garrett.
and only
Big brain
Yummy.
Garrett. What a man.
Speaking of Yummy,
My number 4 is SSG. Obviously, a very good team. I think they're a high chance of winning the entire thing, but they've also had some really, really bad losses across, the last 2 splits where they haven't performed anywhere in their expectations. So that's a gamble pick. I think it's not very much of a gamble pick compared to Queso because of their LAN experience and their performance at the last one. But I just have them here not because of their potential, but because of their potential to fail.
Okay.
I've just looked at other people's lists, by the way, and I've noticed that both Tbates and Johnny, neither of them have put Sandrock Gaming yet.
who's gonna crack first? That's what I want. I bet you. I'm thinking here to myself. I bet T-Bates wanted to put Sandrock at like 10, but I didn't put them in yet. So he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna wait. He keeps bumping.
Do you reckon
them
he's
up.
just been, he's been
No,
holding
no,
that Tetris
no,
piece?
no,
going
no.
on?
They were put very fast. They were put. My 1 and 2 were put very fast on this. I was pretty confident about my 1, 2, and 3.
You serious, Tbates?
But okay, I just want a disclaimer. I just want a disclaimer.
Johnny's put Sandrock first, by the way.
I just want to disclaim the 7 teams in my top 7 I believe could win. They're all legit teams in my opinion. Even like 8 and 9. But maybe Vitality, I don't know. But so where are we on 4? 4 and 3 were very close for me. And I was thinking about it a lot. I thought about these 2 for a lot. This is probably the longest like battle in my head. I had one side and the other side. It was like a clash of like my inner mind, my inner conscience going to work. But with number 4, it's got a different Mario. I put BDS at number 4.
You know, you're
I put BDS number 4.
Tbates. You did not. You
put
genuinely
Sandrock
did
above
not.
BDS as well. That's crazy.
You put Sandrock above BDS.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no.
I like how you
But-
said what, and it's like, yeah, you did, mate.
No, I
yeah.
have to think about what you said. Yes. I have no problems about that either. Listen.
What?
Listen.
I don't want
BDS
to
are
anymore.
First off, BDS are having a great season. You got to take this into account. Your team that has 3,000 points. There's only 2 teams in EU that have above 3,000 points, right? BDS and Vitality. That second team I have at 10. I'm not believers of Vitality. They started off better than everybody else. So Vitality already down there. Queso, I have second highest amongst the EU teams.
So you're saying BDS are number 1 in EU because everyone else is so bad.
No,
that's
everybody
right.
else is so bad. They're just better than everybody else. But they only
yeah,
no
but-
competition. No, they're better than that region. They ain't better than no NA now. You put them in NA, they could get.
Oh my
God!
You're
You
Reddit.
put BDS in NA, and they're not gonna have no 4,300 points. I find the BDS lucky. They're very fortunate to have them above NRG. And I put them above NRG because they have dominated the region, which I gotta give them. And it always looks like they want it. And NRG, for lack of a better term, sometimes doesn't. So, and BDS are hungry. I just love watching them play. I genuinely do. Monkey Moon is amazing. Mark Bay 8 is so slept on, and Extra is very important. Even though I don't know, people say I hate on Extra, but Extra is also a very important piece. Mark Bay is amazing, by the way. So I have them at 4. I think if they're in NA, I find that teams with 3,700 points in NA is more impressive than 4,300 in EU. Does that make sense?
Unless it's NRG.
No. NRG and BDS were close. But I ended up putting NRG below them. I respect BDS. So I put him before.
Interesting.
That is
There's nothing wrong with being fourth. That means they're gonna make they can make it all the way to winners finals and lose, and then they finish third. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. If I had to go with teams, I don't see them winning that. That'd be their first ever true LAN. I don't care how much they've been boot camping.
Now they played LANs. They played
No, they've
LANs.
been at LANs.
Yeah, they've been at LANs.
They've been at LANs.
Yeah.
At RLCS LAN?
No, not RLCS lines, but they played lines. I think DreamHacks are the same. Same nerves, same level.
I mean, but they're ridiculously good. And I don't want to put no shame on it, but I got them at 4. That's just what I'm going to go.
Okay. Bold.
Bit of shame.
Very
Wow.
bold. It's a shame I can't, actually only bold that because of the way I've set up this formatting. I'd have to bold Tbates' entire list, so I can't bold that, but I would if I could. I'd bold it because it's a bold pick, but I've got number 4.
That is bold.
Probably a pick a lot of people would consider equally bold, but I think, Yumi, you've nailed it again, mate. Space Station are just number 4, and they look great while doing it. They're just outside the top 3. They just missed the podium, but they'd probably take it. I think they'd be pretty happy. They'd call it progress.
I think they'd be angry. They'd be so angry.
I think they'd be angry, but they couldn't do anything about it, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, they got top 6 of their last LAN, the first RLCS LAN in Madrid. I think top 4. It's a step in the right direction, but I don't know. They just ain't got the mechanics to hang with the top 3. I think they just ain't got the mechanics. Nah, they just ain't got the mechanics.
I don't know what mechanics you think Extra
one of
has,
them
but
does.
Time out. Extra, no offense to him, it's definitely worse mechanically than any person on SSG. There's just no disputing it. Nothing. That's not. Who is he better mechanically than on SSG?
Rattles and Arsenal.
Yeah.
No chance.
Didn't even have to think about it. It's a straight up.
Extra's like a K-Dot, bro. He tries to go for flipper sets, but nobody's worried about it. No, bro.
No shot.
No, bro.
Extra.
You want to say more Monkey Moon?
Extra was more mechanical in this last RLRS season than
That's awesome. He's playing worse
Arsenal and
people
Rattles
in
are
RS.
not than Arsenal and Rattles are now. If you played you could take him from the past. He's super mechanic. Extra has insane mechanics.
Yeah,
He's
so
got some
mechanical.
ridiculous mechanics.
Yeah, he single jumps with the Fennec and just goes for the ball. There's no air roll, no nothing. He 50s, he drives straight. He goes on the wall, he drives straight. 50. There's no flair in this game.
You just don't need
If you
mechanics.
say it's mechanical, then go ahead, Johnny.
You just don't need mechanics. He's actually mechanic. Extra super mechanical. He is. People who watch RLCSX in their first season, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a BADS historian. I know everything." But people don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, Extra's got ridiculous mechanics. He's insanely mechanical. They all are.
Who the hell of
He's
ASM?
definitely. He's more mechanical than Arsenal and Rails. I think Arsenal and Rails are two of the smartest players, but mechanics, no, I don't think they got the mechanics to hang with it. Top 3.
More mechanics than Tisha.
100%. 100%. Arsenal, he's like one of the smartest players, one of the absolute smartest players. Same for Rattles. They're two of the absolute smartest players in the entire world. If they were also two of the most mechanical players, they'd be the clear best in North America because they'd have the intelligence and the mechanics. They don't have the mechanics. They're not the best mechanics. They're good mechanics. They're not the best mechanics. They're not the level of my top 3 mechanics.
Okay.
Which is, I saw Arsenal called out one of my top 3. Said he didn't think they have the mechanics. I don't know if I agree. I think it's the other way around. I'm just going to be honest.
All right, then. Stumpy.
Here we go. So,
oh no, I forgot about Stumpy's list. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
so
yeah.
I have just got out the absolute slobber knocker of Team Queso in 4th, right? That's where they're sitting pretty, just above them. It's NRG. I think NRG on a LAN. Yeah, thank you. Very sensible choice. Yeah,
was gonna be
NRG. No. I've only got 3 teams really to pick from here. NRG on a LAN are just unbelievable. I am so consistently impressed by Garrett. The way that he's come up to speed with everybody is just amazing to me. He has clearly learned from Justin and Squishy. I am a massive fanboy of Garrett. I think he's brilliant. Justin has just got it is probably the very easily top 3 mechanics in North America, and Squishy as well he's just
North America.
Right. What we've got going on is NRG in 3rd place for me.
Interesting.
I had a close back and forth on 3, but I also had NRG as number 3 for me. And I'd say, yeah, losing Turbo Pulsar is a huge blow to winning a LAN, but I think Squishy's like adequate pushing in considering he's won a LAN himself. So not the end of the world.
Yeah, but he hasn't won. He hasn't won 4 LANs. He's not won 4 LANs, though, has he?
Won a lot of LANs.
They guaranteed top 4, probably going to make top 2.
Guaranteed.
But whether they win, yeah.
I ain't saying guaranteed. I'll give them guaranteed top 6. That's about as high as I'm going. Alrighty, number 3. I have Space Station Gaming, who I believe is more mechanical in the BDS. I don't.
What?
I just don't know how. I don't know how you have extra more mechanical than Arsenal and Red Hulls. That's mind blowing me. I'm just a little I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with that one. But
Easily.
Okay, we could break it down. A lot of people go pick Monkey Moon because he's been dominating. A lot of people forgot about this kid called Typical. I think and Typical is ridiculously good at Rocket League, so they're pretty close.
Agreed.
Arsenal and Mark May, they're pretty close as well. And then after that, I got Red Hulls over Extra. Just off of pure energy, approach to the game. I understand he looked terrible in that show match, which was bad for him. That was just bad. He just yapped and did not perform. So I don't know all about all that. But SG, they picked it up. They're the best team. Probably starting off the season. Went down a little bit and then picked up again. They're my number 3.
That's interesting. So wait, SSG, NRG, fair, I guess. BDS, putting BDS 4.
That's crazy. That's a gigantic move.
I
And I hope you know I respect you for it.
The thing is that there's an argument for it, but it's not mechanics. BDS are better than SSG mechanically.
Yeah.
There's no
I think the
question.
argument is that they've had like a couple of bad.
I think
events,
SSG
so.
have to like play 300 IQ Rocket League to be BDS. They have to be the smartest team in the world. Or they have to
I
play
don't
a
see-
slow
Okay.
game.
You say that, but that's just
They're
because
too
BS
slow.
is just
BDS are way too
SSG
fast.
too slow.
Yeah, SSG is way too slow for BDS.
I
BDS are
don't
faster.
see SSG doing anything better than what BDS can do. They're not faster. They're not more
They're
mechanical.
like carbon copy teams, though.
Except
yeah,
BDS are just way
except BDS
faster.
are better in every single category.
But see, the only reason you're saying that is because BDS is playing in a weaker region.
Nah, I think
Come back to
BDS are
that.
straight
I
up
love
just
it.
faster. I think they're just better.
But they're playing against worse people for the most part.
No, I mean if they played each other, I think BDS would be just faster. I mean I'm imagining the
pure
matchup. I
speed
think BDS would be
necessarily
faster.
mean
I
W?
think SSG would be in defense the entire series.
I think they're fine with that. I think Typical is more than happy to sit in that net.
No, I think there's one team in NA who's happy sitting in that, and it's not SSG. SSG are going to
Envy?
double command and everything. Yeah, it's Envy. Envy are the only team who are
Yeah.
happy sitting in that. Space Station hate that. They're desperate to get out of net. But no, I think if SSG were to win that, I think there is an argument they could. It wouldn't be mechanics. I think it would be like intelligence. It would have to be the mind games.
Intelligence
It would have
would
to
be
be
good
the.
too.
It would have to be the fakes. It would have to be the grimy, filthy Arsenal looking at him plays. He wouldn't be. He'd have to fake them so hard that they start second guessing themselves. It's the only way I see them winning because I think BDS they're definitely faster. They're definitely cleaner mechanically and better. Look at all the NA pros in chat saying faster doesn't mean better. Lol.
doesn't.
If
It
I said
doesn't
that
necessarily
SSG
mean
were
better.
faster, they'd all be like, "Yep, true."
No, they
You
wouldn't.
guys
No,
are
they
all
wouldn't. No, they
nonsense.
wouldn't. No, they
Glasses
wouldn't.
have
They
coming
know
out.
better. They know
From
better.
everyone.
Hey,
BDS can
they're all
look-
just flipping. If I said the same thing, but I switched when I'm saying SSG and I said BDS instead, and I said SSG when I said BDS, you guys would all be saying true, yep, SSG are faster, but that's all that matters. It's crazy. All the NA clowns on Twitter were like, yep, NA is the fastest region, that's why we're better. Then I bring out the stats, I'm like, well, actually they're slower. They're like, well, actually speed doesn't matter. Change their back. Speed.
That's because that
is one of the
that
best
speed stat is
gotchas
so
we've ever seen.
skewed. That speed stat, you can just be driving around the field nonstop. That's not what we mean by speed.
No, but they're not doing that though. They're just literally quicker.
They're literally
You watch them
playing.
moving. Go on a player camp,
Quicker.
download. The replays are all on ballchasing.com. You can go download the replays, download an Arsenal replay, and then download a Monkey Moon replay. Tell me who looks like they're moving to the ball faster. Try and be like as fair as
Arsenal
you
who?
can. Guaranteed, Monkey Moon is moving like more quickly to the ball. He's just got a cleaner takeoff, cleaner land. He's just a bit more smooth with the movement. He's more fluid as a player. Arsenal though, he could just like do nothing and still be super effective. They'll just hide behind the ball,
That's right.
not even move, and make huge plays. But that's what they'd have to do. I'm saying they'd have to make those plays. They'd have to be so dirty and strategical, not mechanical. SSG don't win that matchup on mechanics. No shot. BDS don't get out mechanic by anybody. I don't think.
That's because they're not playing anybody on their level.
No, I mean if literally, I'm not talking about on their level. I'm talking if you took SSG and BDS right now and they played, SSG don't win on mechanics. They
Okay,
don't.
we're not talking about right now. We're talking about a month from now.
Well, same thing. Because in SSG, I think in NAEU, BDS, SSG, I think their level would probably stay the same based on boot camp. Both those teams know at boot camp. I don't think I think the matchup wouldn't really change. Day 1, day 30, I think it would kind of go the same way. In my head, at least. I can't think of any
That's
reason why
fair.
one team would get an advantage.
You think that EU teams will gain more from boot camps than NA teams?
No,
Like they'll
I
get
think-
more from
I-
versing NA teams?
I think
NA would gather from
NA
versing
teams
EU
are better
teams.
than EU. And NA is a reason.
So EU will grow a lot more on their boot camps by definition.
I mean, but that doesn't mean they're gonna beat them. You could grow and still lose. I mean, you could grow. The gap might be that big.
So
But
you
BDS
think
is-
that BDS, even if they're growing through a boot camp, which you just said
I don't
that you
think
that they
BDS
would,
is the
you
one
think that then
exception.
they
I don't think BDS
even-
is gonna grow that
Okay.
much. I don't think they're gonna grow that much at all. They're legit. But I just think people are so like fixated and fascinated with their 4,300 points. They're not playing like I will say just now EU's actually starting to come somewhat competitive. I'll say the spring split. But before then, it was literally just BDS and then Vitality who's been going down. So of course BDS got dominated. They haven't been playing anybody. Now you got Queso coming up. Now you got Gil coming up. So like now they actually got this like this major. I think will be really like showing.
But then how long has that taken for any EU team to actually take it to BDS? It's taken them nearly a year to actually get
That's
there. You
'cause
think
they just
NA can
been
do that on a
behind.
weekend?
It
Or on a
ain't
month,
ready
rather?
for them. It ain't worried about no BDS, man.
they don't worry about BDS.
They want them over here. They want BDS over here.
Oh my god, they couldn't
SSG
deal
could have
with
BDS,
Guild.
They're
Oh
playing
my God.
120. Yeah, and Monkey Moon couldn't deal with Envy, could he?
Mickey Moon, thank you very
With
much.
Astro, with Astro on this team, by the way, and Itachi, they just couldn't handle him. It was a complete slapper. It wasn't in a competition. At least NA team
One
took
out
a
of three
game.
ain't bad.
Yeah, but
You would
Envy,
think you would-
Envy is NA's BDS. Guild are not the same. Like you can't.
Okay,
just
I
say-
mean, and that's respectable. But Team Case was also really good too, though. But then again,
Yeah, they won though.
Nah.
They won as well.
yeah, they did one, but they dropped two.
And then they won 4 straight when they decided to plug their monitors in. They're like,
They
oh wait
had
a minute,
monitors
wait a
in the
minute.
whole time.
Hold on. Oh yeah, we better wake
Johnny,
up over here. There was
Johnny, you know
siesta in
earlier-
Spain. They're like, oh hold on a second, hold on, wait, we gotta wake up over here. It's like 8 p.m. Time to wake up for our afternoon nap. And start beating these guys. Okay, easy peasy. Let's just let's get all mechanical.
Johnny,
on that.
the speed stat you mentioned earlier, just to remind me, because I've honestly forgotten, it was the average over the season in the end, the second stat that you ended up getting, not just the grand finals. Was it over the season you got in the end?
Yeah, over the entire season, EU's faster. It
yeah,
shouldn't
okay.
surprise anybody because the top NA teams slow the ball down and they slow down a lot more.
Yeah.
They just like to stop and reverse and not go anywhere.
And
They
it-
like to pause.
Yeah, and it's been shown. And BDS struggled. That's how Gil plays. So Gil doesn't play really a fast game.
I don't think Tho hits the brakes. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to disagree with you.
You
I don't
look
think
at
Tho
that
has reverse
series of-
keybound. I don't think Tho stops first.
You look at that series of BDS versus Guild, and you tell me that Guild were not going fast. They were out of their goddamn mind.
Everybody's moving fast in a pro league.
No, but I'm not just
and-
talking.
and-
Everybody's thinking I'm
Everyone's
just talking.
moving fast in F1, but not everybody wins.
Listen, everybody's thinking. Everybody thinks I'm just like only looking at average speed. Like, nah, that was the whole average speed thing was like half like interesting to me. It was like a personal project. I was like, I'm just genuinely curious because all NA fans are talking about this. Let me go actually find out. But it was just like for fun. But I like watch player cams of these teams all the time, and you can tell when you're watching a fast player. Garrett G himself, within like a minute of watching Ahmad play in the fastest game he played, he's like, "Why does this guy look like he's playing fast forward?" It's just,
Okay,
you can
but
tell.
that's different. That's a different type of cat, though.
You can tell. No, but
different.
it's the same principle applies. Like when I watch BDS play, I'm like, these guys are actually clean though. Like they're moving pretty clean. They are not wasting boost. They're not landing badly. They're not like hitting off a wall and bouncing off it with the underside of their car. And I watch other teams play, and I can't say the same thing. And SSG, I don't think they have that. They're not as clean. They're pretty clean, but BDS are like absolutely top tier when it comes to being as fluid with their movement and like just efficient as possible. You gotta like just watch the games. You gotta just watch the games. People say it's bias. Like I told you guys that the SRG were the fastest team, and then I like looked at the numbers. I was like, oh, would you look at that? I was right. Like, and then you watch the games again, and everybody's like, oh wow, yeah, you were right. Come on, it's just you just gotta watch the games. It's pretty obvious who the
That's right.
more
Everyone's
mechanical
biased, including
players
the
are.
people calling out for bias, so it's okay.
It's I think
Okay.
everybody's got a little bit of bias, but
Okay,
there's no
okay,
question.
okay.
Definitely, yeah.
No
Everyone
question
is
about this
biased in
one.
one way or another.
There's
Tbates
no
will watch
question.
an NA
BDS more
team do
mechanical.
something and think, oh, that was a really good play.
No, I don't. I am just so. If I was biased,
and be like, oh, they're all right.
Nah. If
It's
I
the
was
same for all
biased,
of us, though. You
BDS
know,
wouldn't even
Stumpy's
be in my
put
top
queso
10.
number 4, so...
okay, no, Stumpy's list is a little off. We all know that.
Let's not move it over
No,
to me,
no.
man.
And then
NA team
Johnny's list is a little suspect too. Cause he's got ground zero above Rosen now,
Shopify
which is
who?
mind blowing to me. And Stumpy also forgot Rebellion, which is amazing to me.
Shopify who?
Who can
Do,
guess my number 3? Who can guess my number 3?
Oh god, I don't even said your number 3
Yeah,
yet.
who can
He
guess
hasn't
my
said
number 3?
Sandrock yet, but I think he's putting Sandrock 1. So
I think Sandrock R2 for Johnny.
Who hasn't he said?
Number 3 will be
Sandrock, Envy.
Envy. I think it'll go.
And BDS?
I think it'll go from 1 to
BDS.
3. BDS, Sandrock, Envy. That's my shout for Johnny's list.
I think that's right. Yeah.
BDS what?
Probably.
BDS first, Sandrock second, and Envy third.
Tbates, what do you
That's
think?
my guess for you.
I think that's how you gotta go.
I'm putting him Sandrock
Hey,
1.
listen.
I'm putting him Sandrock 1.
Yeah. maybe.
I'm going to stick to my list.
Okay.
But you guys ain't got me figured out. I got Sandrock Gaming number 3.
Okay.
That's where I got them.
Okay.
They're number 3. I got 2 teams
Okay.
higher than them. But yeah, these guys are just too mechanical. Along with my top 3 team. My top 3 teams are too mechanical. They're ice flowing in their veins. They're just too good for anybody else. They're too good. You know, Arsenal's saying that he doesn't think Sandrock Gaming's got the mechanics. He don't think Middle East got the mechanics. I don't know
That's just
if he's
mind-blowing
ever
how you
watched.
said
I don't
that.
know if he's
He
ever
must have
watched a
never watched
single minute of a single game played by any Middle Eastern team, far less Sandrock Gaming. I don't know what he's talking about. These guys are
See,
so
I
unbelievably.
thought
They're
I
going to
was
blow
putting
Space
them
Station out the water mechanically. Space Station better bring their notepad. They better bring their strats. They better have all the mind games because they're not winning against Sandrock Gaming with mechanics. It just isn't happening with a month of scrims. No shot. They're not.
Yeah,
out
I was-
mechanics.
I don't
thought
think
I was
anybody's
putting
gonna
them
beat
low
them
based off
mechanically.
I got
I think
2 teams who
mechanically
I think
nobody can beat
can.
them.
I got 2 teams who can hang, but not go better. I think like my top 3 are the best mechanical teams.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Sandrock
My
at 3.
issue with Sandrock, and again, I've not watched enough of ME to make as much of a conversation about it. As Tbates, as Johnny, you guys both know a considerable amount more about ME than I do. But my question about them would be, even if they are better mechanically, which I would completely agree that they are, what the hell is going on with you, Tbates?
That's my grandma sneezing.
Bless you. Bless you, Tbates grandma. Sandrock Gaming, like, mechanics, yes, I completely agree. Do they have, and this is an open question, do they have the general game sense to know what they should be doing versus the other top teams?
Yeah.
But to a
Yeah.
very good level right now, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we give them,
it will
just want to
only grow.
I just want to quickly remind chat, we established the clause at the world that we're ranking in is not currently, if we teleported all teams to a location right now this very second and put them against each other, what would the rankings be? We're imagining, okay, as usual, like for every Rocket League LAN, if there was a LAN with a month prep and everybody's scrimming each other, what would happen? And I mean, in some teams' case, they don't go out a month early, but I think all the teams who take themselves seriously do. Well, especially if they have to travel far, they do. So that's the world we're
Where would
living in.
SRG be, Johnny, if they didn't have a month? Okay.
If they didn't have a month, I would probably put SRG. I would probably put them at anywhere from G2, Solary, Rebellion kind of level, that kind of level right now. If they like teleported right now, I would not know. I mean, if SRG played G2, I'd have no idea who to put my channel points on. No idea. Wouldn't know.
Okay.
Because I think either team could win. But Queso, I think Queso, Rogue, Ground Zero, Guild, I've got them a little bit above, and then my Vitality, Energy, Sandrock would definitely struggle against those guys right now. But yeah, give them a month. These boys learn fast. They have no nerves. Doesn't happen.
Also, they'd have the drive, right? Like, finally, it's a chance,
yeah.
like, for them to prove themselves, like, to
The
everybody.
drive would
They're
be
not gonna slack at all.
Out of this world.
I mean, they've
the
had
amount of
drive without
clutch.
even having RLCS.
The amount of
so-
clutch,
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen so many clutch 0-second equalizers from these guys in competition. It blows my mind. Like they don't know how to give up. They don't know how to lose. They're just like, okay, we're down 3 with 10 seconds left. How do we win this? Like they have so much drive to succeed. They would easily have more desire and they would have higher work ethic than any of the competition. All the Middle East teams would. All of them. They have the best work ethic.
I think everybody would benefit scrimming them. Everybody. And they would obviously take a benefit, but everybody would benefit because their speed and the way they play is amazing. It's just up there, to say the least.
They're probably one of the 15th best teams around. for monthly stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put them in my top 15. I don't know about you guys.
At
We
number
can all
15.
agree on that.
I just
we
want
can
to
all
point
agree they're
out. I
definitely
just want
top
to point out
15.
to everybody in chat who's mad at me right now. All the pros who are malding. Tbates has yet to put Sandrock on his list, so you're coming at the wrong guy. You're shooting the messenger. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm not your guy. I was wondering if anyone would be crazy enough to put them higher than me. Apparently, it's still
Yeah,
on
see,
the table.
I was wondering whether like 6-7 was going to be high or low on people's lists. Obviously, it was really dependent on what list I'm looking at. But yeah, I mean, I was ranking them lower than what I thought they would, just based
You're
on
being
land,
tentative.
Yeah,
I'll be bold.
I was being tentative about them. Yeah,
I'm being bold. Yeah, I'm just like saying, I'm thinking about, okay, who has the mechanics to hang with these guys to have a chance?
I
That's
still
like where I
think that
started.
if I was being less tentative, I'd still probably put them behind SSG, maybe just above SSG. So
Why though?
why, like SSG in particular, or
yeah,
why
I'm just
would I put
curious.
them up there? Well, again, consistency from SSG has been a problem for me. I think they could go back and forth in series. Sandrock, like obviously, just so mechanically good that it's really, really hard to say that a boot camp's not going to benefit them the most. Like that's the biggest thing, and that's why even I put Ground Zero up as high as I did, is because of base mechanics so important in those boot camps to then turn that into something else. If you go over somewhere and you don't have mechanics, there's no chance that you really make that much growth as a team. But if you have the base mechanics and just need to switch some stuff up with your play style, you get a lot more out of boot camps than anything else.
True.
I can agree with that. That's
I
very
agree.
factual. Look at Yummy.
Whoa, we
Yummy
all
knows.
agree. Oh my
I'm from the
goodness.
boot camp.
I like
region,
that.
so-
That was a
Boot camp
nice
reading,
agree.
He knows.
That's nice. You guys ready to disagree out of interest? Do you want to disagree again?
Nobody disagreed. I don't think anybody agreed. Type 1 if you agree, chat. But anyway, let's move on to number 2. And I think the rest can be done by... Shall we just reveal everything? Because it's kind of process elimination, or should we leave it? Has anybody got a crazy number 1 that's going to blow everybody's minds?
No.
No one's got a crazy number 1?
Stumpy has vitality number 1, so yeah.
Have you said vitality?
He's
Well, no, but
not
that's
said
not crazy.
vitality.
He's not said vitality yet.
That's a
Okay.
joke.
I do not have a crazy number 1. Anybody else crazy number 1?
All right,
Stumpy.
Stumpy,
We
might-
yeah, do
we-
2
we-
and
we
1.
Stumpy, do
Yeah,
2 1.
do
Should I do
1.
with
It's
my
ve-
2? Okay.
It's very obvious what your 2 and 1 are
Yeah.
now.
So yeah, absolutely, because they are number 2 and number 1. This is off the 1 month boot camp where K-Dop and Fairy Peak have done such a good job previously. They just need to bring themselves back up to that level. They sit in number 2, and clearly the number 1 team in the world, indisputably, one of them, disputably, is BDS. They are literally the best team in the world, and there is no good argument against it.
I mean, if you have vitality at 2, then your logic, I guess, would make sense. But they're just not the second best team, so it's just not undisputed that you're number 1. It's just, I don't know. No, vitality at 2.
I mean, you've got BDS in 4th. Tbates.
Yeah, because
let's
I
just
respect
revisit that. That's not
respect them.
respecting them. That is doing so much disrespect to them. Saying that they're worse and worse mechanically than SSG is unbelievable. BDS are the best team in a region that is the same skill level. I've always said it, they are the same skill level as NA. I see EU and NA as very, very similar skill level-wise. At least the top 10, top 12. That kind of area is very similar.
Congrats,
But
the top
BDS
12.
clapped everybody, apart from Guild, obviously, in the most recent one, blah, blah, they're number 1 going for the seed, whatever. They clapped everybody in Europe for a solid year. I just see them doing the same to NA.
No.
Okay, good argument. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to I'm gonna get to your BDS after everybody else gets theirs done. I'm gonna come back
All
to
right,
BDS.
well,
Okay,
my
that's
number
fine.
1 is also BDS. Number 2, Envy. A major point for me is that I feel like BDS actually play better under the pressure. Like early on, they were absolutely smashing it. They've never done too well in the grid. They've never done well in off tournaments.
They haven't
or
lost a
anything like
final.
that.
They haven't lost a final between Greater or RLCS.
And then
They've
when
won
the pressure's
14
really
finals.
on, that's when they seem to perform their best. So I think that
awesome.
actually helps them at LAN. It is a gamble, though. I would say putting BDS getting number 1 at a LAN is a gamble because they don't have that LAN experience. Well, they don't have
I
worlds
don't even
experience.
think it
so
is, though. Like, I don't
gamble.
think that is a gamble
it's
because
there's
they-
such
they
a difference
think that-
between LAN and RLCS weekend.
There is, but I
Especially
think
a
that they
Worlds
proved.
LAN.
Yeah, it's
They-
true though. It's true. But if this was RLCS weekend, BDS would be 1, and then nobody else would even be in the top 10. Like the fact that there's a number 2 is what the LAN does. Like that's what closes the gap and makes it closer.
They beat number
I'm
1
just
in Europe.
saying that I'm not like
No, in the
100% sure
world.
that they'd win. You know, I just think that based on what we can see from online events, that they would do really well under that pressure.
I think there would clearly be that situation where, say, we ran this same situation 100 times in a row. BDS wouldn't win every time. I'm not saying that. There would be other teams that would step up, that would do better. You'd see an NRG win every now and then. You'd see an Envy win now and then. You'd see Vitality win now and then, right? BDS win, in my head, a solid 70-80% of the time.
Whoa!
I really think they do.
Even me putting it number one doesn't put them at 80-70%.
78% of the time, I see BDS winning.
40%
Your entire thought is that for some reason BDS do worse. Why do people always presume that teams will do worse on LAN? Why won't they do better? Other teams do better on LAN. It's not always that you do worse. We see some of the best players in the goddamn world on LAN. And everyone's out here crying, saying that, BDS when he played a DreamHack, they might not play properly. No, why don't they step up? Why don't they keep clapping? Why don't they just beat Vitality more than Vitality beat NA? It's just such a simple formula to me.
This is just like, it's like I just inhaled nothing but laughing gas after listening to that stuff. You actually, I see, when I asked you that, I thought you might say like 40 out of 100. I thought you might say 40.
40.
But
40 is high.
You mean to get to 80%
of the time, that's high.
You to 80. You mean to tell me that you said energy a couple times? That's why I asked you. You get energy a couple times. I can see energy winning probably about 15, 20 times.
And this BDS are number one, and it's still crazy.
They are, to me, just so far ahead. Not necessarily all the time, but they are so far ahead of Europe, and Europe and North America are so similar skill-wise. Yes, Europe is good. They are so similar skill-wise. Sorry that there are teams exist outside of the top 10 in Europe. Every now and then you get to see some random little European team. They do well. German Amigos, they do well.
Hey, now listen, the Tbates, Atlantside Wave could absolutely beat G2. They could beat Rogue. They could beat Rebellion. They could beat FaZe. I wouldn't be surprised. There's so many teams who just show up with they have 3 French players and they've beaten an absolutely top-level team.
I mean,
if you took any 3 French pro players and put them in NA, they could probably beat anybody who isn't Envy, I think, genuinely. They could beat anyone who's not Envy. Envy are the only team who are consistent against that kind of team. You put 3 French players in NA, they'll beat anybody but Envy. Well, they could be. I'm not saying they would. Any 3 French players. If they were in NA, they could beat anyone except Envy. I think Envy would beat them, but every time. But any other team, they could 100% lose. I mean, Rogue lose to literally anybody in group stage these days. G2 got swept by Rebellion, who, I don't know, Stumpy doesn't even know they exist.
Shopify who?
Oh, no.
Alrighty.
There's just
Envy
scary.
do have the
It's a
turbo
mentality thing.
80% of the time.
The bubble.
You actually think they're going to beat the 4 time 80% of the time?
No, I don't agree with that.
70 to 80.
Even
70 is ridiculous.
I don't agree with that.
That's...
Your 40 should have been your cap. And I thought you would have hit 40. But you doubled it.
I am no cap. I think I used
Yeah, there's no cap. Yeah, I can tell how serious you are. You are very serious about this team. I admire your fandom.
I've disagreed with someone. I can't disagree more with somebody who has the exact same ranking with me.
Your fandom is great. It's like genuinely cute. It's like amazing how much you adore them. But 80% of the time is
okay, Tbates, now that you're off the collective lap of SSG, who's in your top 2?
Like I said earlier, my 1 and 2 were very easy for me. Especially on the Johnny stipulation, this is obvious. I mean,
after BDS in 4th, it just writes itself.
No, it doesn't, because BDS is very fortunate that my number 2 team can't play in RCS yet, and it's SRG. They're so lucky that he can't play. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, BDS would not want to see them. They would not want to see them, bro. You want to talk about a team that will out BDS? There's not a single person in this world. I'm telling you right now, that can stop bombing. There's not.
No, I think you had it the other way, right, Johnny?
In a 3v3 setting.
Wait, sorry. What was it? I forgot the order. What was number 1? What was number 2?
The machine is number 1.
Okay. I got it the wrong order. Sorry.
Continue. The machine is number 1. SRG is number 2. People understand. Khaled, like I said earlier, literally, I don't think he tries in ranked, but he ain't trying that hard. There's no way. He gets up. He might not play ranked for like a week, and he sits at number 1, bro. He just gets it easy. I'm like, if he won the grind 2 to 3, he gets it very effortlessly too. And Senzo the truth too. They played one main tournament a year ago, by the way, and they were playing the game at a pace and a skill level that Dignitas in their prime couldn't match. Vitality couldn't match him either. And the fact that Singularity beat him was the biggest, what? Like what though? Because they whoop Singularity in that same tournament. So a year later, when they're even better and more polished, bro, and they're practicing. They're the fastest team in the world. They're the one team that speed matters, in my opinion. Because it's just Ahmed's like
you can't just selectively say that. You can't
the thing is though, because they're not just like for some people, EU has a higher like Unreal speed or whatever it is, Unreal unit, because EU plays Boomer Ball. So people are constantly going back and forth. So that's going to increase their speed. And they slower because they control the ball. SRG, they do it all. They do it all, man. There's only one team I think that can legit stop them, and that's the Machine. Because Machine, I think, is the most polished team in the world. They are. I don't think they've finished under top 4 in any event the whole entire time, and the harder region, which I just find to be so impressive. And they've won like twice or 3 times. Mist. I mean, you got the 4-time. That's not even a question. You know what he could do. Mist. There's a reason he hopped on even during the show matches, and he dropped 1,000 and then like 700 or something like that. And then they swept Airbus. And then Atomic on the Fennec. I mean, how many times I got to emphasize Atomic on the Fennec? Every single pro. Gary G hopped onto that stream, Johnny, and told you Atomic on the Fennec is a different type of cat. Their team is perfect. They have the EU counterattack game with the NA offense, and it's so polished. Their midfield game is almost unstoppable. And when they're on, it's just like they would be the team that could like handle SRG in terms of pure pace, because they wouldn't mind. They wouldn't mind SRG's pressure. They can handle that, and then they're countering. And SRG, like, as great as Ocala is, 1v1 with Atomic, with Miss, bro, like, you can only have so many of those where you go score, especially in a 3 especially when you're in a 3-selling, you got to concede eventually. And that's my 2-1. And it was so easy for me, especially after like a month of preparation. You got the 4-time. It speaks for himself with 2 of the best players in the game right now. SRG.
I just love that Sandrock are number 2, by the way. I love, like, no cat. It's awesome to see like a team that's not even in RLCS be ranked so highly.
I just think I've been consistent on it. The moment I was big on them before they played at Johnny's tournament, wherever, I forgot the name of your tournament.
Fusion?
No, we're not Fusion.
European Invitational.
Yeah.
European Invitation. I was big on it before then, and I was gassing them like a lot. They weren't big on them, and then they performed. And they were legit slapping his EU team. I'm like, that's what they do. That's what they do, and I don't even think they're playing that game.
EU's really bad Tbates, so they're easy to slap, right? So surely.
Time. They were slapping EU, like they were slapping them, like bad, like it wasn't even. But
EU are bad.
But EU are bad.
Okay, let me just wrap this up. So EU are bad. Speed doesn't matter unless you're Sandrock.
That's the only team that matters for. Johnny.
Right,
no, it's not a gotcha. Johnny, talk to me. You did a top 10 speed, right? For players.
Yeah, true.
Which team has all 3?
Yeah, it's
I'm not disputing they're not the fastest.
There's only one team that has all 3 in there.
We're not disputing that they're the fastest. We're saying that speed matters everywhere, not just for Sandrock.
No,
how are you saying no to that?
Look, NA.
Right, Tbates. Right, let me lay it out for you.
Let me not talk.
Let me lay it out. Let me just get my opinion out there, so because I'm backing you up. Because what I'm saying is speed matters and Sandrock are the fastest. But you have to accept that speed matters everywhere.
No. Explanation. Listen calmly. The reason people believed NA was faster than any other region off rip, because NA players genuinely, if we wanted to, Johnny's even articulated this on this stream, we play slower with the ball, especially at the top level. We could move fast. We could play boomer ball and go up and down, just like EU does, and we would be the faster region than them, based off of pure speed. So when you take account NA speed, you got to like really think about that type of stuff. We move slower just because we can. The EU, they play boomer ball. You're going up and down more. That's fast. People are going to be moving faster.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to say I do agree with some of that. I think the NA could go faster. I think NA could.
SRG does both styles.
But the point is,
they play NA style, but fast. You know how hard that is to beat.
But the point
Ahmed
is,
the point is,
for any statistic, just in any walk of life, you cannot cherry pick it for only one scenario. That statistic has to apply across the board.
This is the one thing. AJ, you know how gifted AJ is. You know how gifted AJ is.
Tbates.
You know how gifted AJ is.
With you.
You know how gifted AJ is.
Oh my god!
Even AJ's mechanics are like ridiculously amazing, right? But he's still slower than Ahmed. Ahmed takes the same thing AJ does at a pace that nobody's ever seen before.
So now, wait. So now speed is relevant for NA if it's AJ. Yes.
Oh, I kind of do get what you're saying now.
Do you get what I mean? So
okay, I get what you're saying. I kind of get what you're saying now.
Okay.
Right. I'm saying it matters more for SRG than it does the other two regions. That makes sense? It matters more for them.
I think he's saying it's a playstyle thing. So the only reason EU clocks faster than the average speed is because the playstyle is
so it's a playstyle difference, but speed. One thing I want to make sure everybody is aware of: speed matters for everybody. That stat is relevant to every region.
But I'm saying it matters more. It's more like you can gather more from watching SRG. Like SRG speed, like you see it and you look at the metric, it like totally makes sense. The other regions, you could say okay, but it still matters. I get what you're saying.
Because SRG's playstyle revolves around having such high speed. They need to be quick for the playstyle to work.
There is something to this because if because Ahmad he was plus 1800 unreal units per second average in a single game in the APL KSA Nationals. If every player in RLCSX, all the best teams, tried to replicate that, most of them would look really stupid. Most of them would be driving around and they would not have a clue where they're going. They'd be all over the place. They wouldn't be able to touch the ball because they'd literally just be driving in circles. But there's a few players who can actually do this. It's not only Ahmad. He just happens to be the fastest.
What speed is supersonic in Unreal units?
2200 is supersonic.
God, that's so close.
It's
crazy.
Just
constant supersonic.
Yeah, he's definitely the fastest player. And there is a playstyle difference here. But what I agree with that from Tbates. The playstyle does cause this. That's why NA is consistently slower and like by a noticeable margin on this season, the entire RLCSX season average. But if all the NA teams just tried to play the different playstyle Boomer Ball, they still wouldn't be faster though, because I think there's more depth in EU. There's more scary teams. There's more fast players. There's more mechanical players. So it still wouldn't close the gap. It would maybe be closer, but it wouldn't. They wouldn't just suddenly be faster. It wouldn't work like that, in my opinion. But yeah, Sandrock are definitely. Ahmad is definitely the fastest. There's no question.
I'd love to watch them play. For everybody like listening and Tbates as well, I would love to watch them play like so much. To see these matches and to see Sandrock against like the fastest NA teams, the fastest EU teams. That is brilliant.
But the thing is, a lot of people think it's just
I
like
don't think
numbers.
they're gonna beat them.
What, Envy? You don't think you're gonna beat Envy? You don't think Sandrock are gonna beat Envy? You mean?
Initially or after the month?
Well, you got Envy number one after the month, but I mean, I also have, spoiler, Envy above Sandrock Gaming because I kind of agree. I think Envy are good against this place. They're happy sitting in net. They're the only team that are happy doing that. But I think like the reason I put Sandrock ahead of Vitality, Space Station, NRG is because none of those teams are happy sitting in defense. And that's probably what they're going to have to do if they play Sandrock, and they don't like that. They want to be attacking. NRG are best when they attack. SSG are best when they attack. Envy are the one exception to this, and Envy have got Turbo. So, I mean, putting them like outside top two is ridiculous to me. I don't know, but I got to put BDS number one. I just have to because like BDS are undefeated in grand finals. They won 14 grand finals this season. What they've achieved in this RLCSX season will probably never happen again. This is what they've achieved is truly unbelievable. And these guys have got the ability to play under pressure. They reverse swept countless teams. They've got a higher win rate. Let me just get this out there. It's everybody who's currently not listening. Like, listen, please. Everybody's not listening. You put an EU team first. No, listen to this. And BDS have a higher win rate when they lose game one than when they win game one. They have a higher win rate when they lose game one. They win a more series when they lose game one. Now, just for comparison, most of the time, if you look at all competitive Rocket League, the team that wins game one wins 80% of the time, roughly. It's like 80% of the time. Except BDS, who apparently win 92% of the time that they lose game one. No team is even close. No team's ever done anything like this. They know how to turn it on when it matters. They win all the grand finals. They've never lost a grand final. Right now, they're a little bit, lower than their previous level. But yeah, they're ranked 1 by a mile. It doesn't matter. We'll see though. They're going to win the major. They're going to win the championship. They're the best team in the world. They would even beat Turbopulse out on LAN. But they're the only team who I think would beat Turbopulse out on LAN. And Envy. The rest of Envy is also absolutely insane. I think ridiculously good.
I think the main thing as well to
What's
look
your
at.
percentage chance of them winning?
I've not really thought about that, but definitely not 70. I will admit, not 70. But yeah, I'd give BDS the highest percentage chance. I'd have to go and figure out. Well, it depends how many teams are at that LAN. You know, if all 20 teams are at the LAN, a percent would go lower. But I don't know how many teams we're talking here. No, it's not 70, 80%. But Stumpy said that.
I think the main thing for me as well is when you look at, like Johnny said about the win rate percentage for BDS when they lose game 1, is that you can see how they change in a series as well, where they will adapt so clearly as to what their opponents are doing time and time again. And it's something that we haven't seen that many teams be able to do. It's what Vitality did back in the day. It's how they got so dominant. It's what Dignitas would do back in the day as well, to a slightly lesser, more relevant level back to sort of what we were in like the season 4, 5 kind of time, and across through season 6 in Europe. Yeah, I completely agree. It's something that we haven't seen in the RLCS. Obviously, it's our first season, and I completely agree. I don't think we will see teams do it again, and I'm so excited for ultimately when BDS get beaten repeatedly. How good will that be? Somebody finally dethrones BDS. Yeah. That'll be outstanding. I can't wait for them to lose.
Well, see, it'd be a big deal for you because you have them 80% of the time winning the world. me, it wouldn't be a big deal for me. I'd be like, it's expected. Like, I expect them to compete and sometimes win, but I would expect them to lose, yeah.
Go ahead.
I
have a question for you, and I guess you should finish that point first, but just as a litmus test, I want to know who you think is the best mechanical player in EU and where do they stack up in terms of the total world in terms of mechanics?
Mechanical in terms of threes gameplay?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be Monkey Moon. I respect and I'm Monkey Moon for sure.
Where does he stack up? Like, is he in the top 10 in the world, top 3?
In terms of threes, mechanics in top 5, easily.
Top 5.
Easily.
Are there any other EU players in the top 5 mechanically?
Yeah. For threes mechanics?
Yeah.
So I presume you've got first
in the world is in the world. So including SRG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got Amit. This is in no particular order. Amit, First Killer, Justin, Monkey Moon.
Khaled?
And then it'll be like a Mist, a Khaled, Atomic. It'd be something like that. It wouldn't be no EU person after that. like EU, there's only one person EU and it's Monkey Moon. Like in the top 5.
The next EU is like outside of top 10.
No, this doesn't like another EU player in top
15th 10. Maybe, like Samrock are on my list.
There'd be another like EU player in top 10.
All right.
Astro.
So really quickly, guys. So we went on. Yeah, sure. So we went on for a while here. I knew there was going to be disagreements.
It's
but
nearly 2 a.m.
It's nearly 2 a.m. So we're going to give final... Wait, I'll wait till Tbates put his headset back on.
Before that, though,
yeah.
I think you should do a poll to see chat who thinks chat.
Oh, yeah, true. We should do that.
Who chat thinks is either the worst or the best.
Well, we all know Stumpy's is by far the worst.
Are you kidding me, Tbates?
Stumpy's is by far the worst.
So
I think Stumpy's is the worst.
All right,
Anybody
Yumi,
else
you don't have to jump on that, do you? You don't have to try to do all the cool kids.
Okay, right, listen. In order for this to be fair...
You forgot Shopify Rebellion.
Everybody needs a chance to, tell chat why your list is better than everybody else's. We have 30 seconds each. I'm going to make a poll right now. Stumpy, why is your list the best list? Why your rank is the best? Why should chat vote for you?
Okay, firstly, I've got a couple of disclaimers. I've got a Shopify Rebellion existed, and I don't watch Middle East. Okay, that's on me. That's my burden to bear.
And Giants don't exist.
Otherwise, Giants also broken up. They've made it into the top 15, whatever. For me, BDS, though, they're on top. I think my top 10 is a very, very solid list. I think that BDS are the best team in the world. I think consistently there will be any other team in the world. I can't wait for them to get beaten. I appreciate mine's a little bit out of left field, but just don't let me come last. Vote for me and don't vote for Tbates.
The list is up, by the way, so the vote is up. Yummy, why should people vote for you?
I just think my top 6 is really solid. Maybe my top 7. I could potentially switch Sandrock up to Rogue. Kind of I would have if I'd thought a bit more about my reasoning. And I tried to get every single team that qualified for what would have been a Worlds in there as a good list too, so there's good representation all around. I'm pretty happy with my list, but I definitely think there could be easy arguments for throwing people up or down.
All right, Tbates, why should people vote for your list?
You should vote for my list because my list is the most unbiased of all these people on here. I don't just glorify a region. If I wanted to glorify a region, I would have 7 NA teams and everybody else afterwards. They all have BDS. It's just like it's so obvious, and it's just not obvious. They don't play the same competition as they do at NA. They would be a consistent, probably top 5 team, but I'm not just gonna put them and glorify them like they all do. Samurai Gaming is amazing. I know a lot of you sleep on them, so just respect them.
The funny thing is I have NA as greater than EU as well, because I had 4 out of my top 6 as NA. So
NA
I
plays
don't think
average,
you're necessarily
on average
wrong.
higher
Maybe just
for
a bit
me.
extreme.
Yeah, NA plays on average higher than on mine as well, but probably nobody noticed that because they're too busy complaining about my bias. But now, listen, the poll's almost over by the time I get my speech out. It's too late already, but I can reveal that it's looking like Stumpy has 33 votes total.
No. I'm going in the head. I'm storming ahead, Johnny.
You're
33
definitely
votes.
losing. You got 3%. Me and Tbates with 22 and 26% respectively, and Yummy Cheeseman with nearly half of the votes, actually.
Let's
That's
go,
insane.
Yummy.
The man
Because
of the people.
I put some crazy stuff with like Ground Zero. I put Sam pretty high.
Ground
So
Zero
I
high.
thought, bloody Tbates didn't even put Sam anywhere in his list. So
Yeah,
maybe
T-Bates
people
doesn't
are big
know Sam.
Sam fans.
The thing is, as well, what's so good is that this is the only RLCS related event that OC are ever going to win. So congratulations.
Hey, but Yummy
no.
did have Vodafone Giants in there, who only currently have 2 players in the roster, which is questionable. So, I mean, we might have all got something
Yeah, but
wrong.
outside of like 18, are there really any teams that exist at all? You know?
Oh, this was funny. But so it looks like Yummy, you've won. You have got the most, followed by Tbates. I mean, it's pretty late. Probably all North
I
Americans.
think there's an
vote for T-Bates.
advantage of not being part of NA or EU, who obviously is going to be where all the top teams are. So there's no like question of, is this guy biased as hell? You know, why did he pick NA? Why did he put Sandrock Gaming number 1?
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take my 22%. Honestly, I'll be honest, I might have flipped a couple of positions here to try and get as many emotes per second. But I still think it's pretty accurate. Honestly, I do think it's pretty accurate. I would happily put my channel points on any of these rankings. But okay, final thoughts, guys. Stumpy, have you got any final thoughts on anybody else's list? You talked about yours.
I mean, I've not been thinking throughout this entire evening, so why start now? One thing I just want to make clear, like this isn't a thing about like lists or anything, is that this was all really fun. Like, people don't read into this like way more than you need to. We're all good friends. Please don't be weird and be like, Stumpy and Tbates need to box each other now to find out who's the best. It's like, what? No, we don't. Maybe we can just chat. But no, yeah, this is all fun. Johnny, I've had a really good time.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, it's been so funny. My favorite part is when a load of NA pros started molding in chat. That was my favorite.
Hey, I want to see those same NA pros making their list. I'd watch. But to be honest, I'd watch.
Yeah,
I'd
big time. Have a pros list.
I'd have my kick W on copy ready to paste. I'd have it
Oh my
ready.
God.
I would be so prepared with my kick W on copy for all the NA pros in chat who are molding or currently all right now in free play trying to remember where all the small boost pads are so they can get their average on real units per second a little bit higher. It's funny. I bet all the same people are like, speed doesn't matter. Average speed's irrelevant. They're all right now trying to go faster than they've ever fasted before. They're going so fast in free play right now. All of them.
My
I
God.
know it. I'm going to be looking at the stats. I'm going to prove it to you. Watch. I bet the major. I bet they're all going to be faster. It's going to be so funny. Everybody said it's pointless, but they're all grinded speed. It's hilarious. Everybody's farming speed right now.
It's so funny.
Yummy. Final thoughts.
Oh no, I had a ton of fun too, and I knew all the lists were going to be crazy. I felt like I was a little bit nuts with mine. So I knew that we would not agree. And that's the beauty of Rocket League. I love the fact that literally we're assuming something. I just can't actually wait for LAN when, I don't know,
man.
Sonics go and win it all or something like that.
Please. That'd be amazing. Tbates.
Me? Well, going on to this, I knew I'd be the only player. Australia's in the Eastern Hemisphere, right? It is. So I knew I would be the only player from the Western Hemisphere. So I knew going into this that'd be an uphill climb.
I'm so
I mean, it's actually it's downhill. It's downhill that was Daniel.
I just knew that BDS was going to be number one. I knew Stumpy. He loves him. I didn't know he loved him to the point they would win 80% of the time. But
70 to 80. Give me the 10%.
It was a great fun. Yummy actually surprised me. I thought he was going to try to push Ground Zero a little bit higher. Johnny's list was a little bit interesting at points with the Ground Zero getting that high from his perspective, especially the first killer on the Ground Zero, which is mind blowing to me. But I mean, we all have our great opinion. We know Rocket League to an extent, and it was very fun. It was very fun. Lots of reactions from all of us, and it just a good little time.
Yeah,
there are
I've
gonna
been
be so
hamming up
many.
as well.
There are gonna be so many amazing reaction gifs from like every single like one of these cameras as well. That I can't wait to see.
No, genuinely, thank you guys for coming on. Yummy had to wake up super early in the morning for this. Stumpy had to stay up super late at night. Tbates is chilling. It's like normal o'clock over there, so he's fine. We don't need to thank Tbates for the time of day, but no, genuinely, you guys, that was so funny. Couldn't have imagined this would have gone any better. But yeah, this is taking a while, so I'm gonna let Stumpy go to bed and let Yummy go and have a breakfast. Yeah. Thanks you guys for your rankings. Gonna leave them up there as I sign off here. I'm off as well, so. Where can people find you actually, by the way, just so everybody knows? Because there's a lot of people here probably want to check you guys out after this.
Around the room.
Should we go from the
usual
order of the list? Yeah.
Standard.
On Twitter at Stumpy Goblin. I also literally cast the RLCS, so like catch me on the RLCS as well. I might cast with Johnny one day, and also I stream on twitch.tv/subpar but in HD
Cole?
with Cole. Yeah, I'll leave Cole. Screw him. He doesn't need me anymore.
Oh,
So he,
Cole.
with the main character of Subpar but in HD.
Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Right,
Well, you catch me on Twitter at T3Bates. I'm on First Touch on Mondays with Dazrin and Roldiz. I'm actually
Great
just recording
show.
my first
So
YouTube video, and I plan on posting that tomorrow. So I'll
Yes.
probably tweet it out from my Twitter. So if you go, make sure you follow me. It's a pretty cool video. It's pretty funny. Just doing that. I streamed today, and which is Tbates on my Twitch. Make sure you go follow me on that. I'm trying to stream more as well. So
Yes.
yeah.
Get on that.
I'm at Yummy Cheeseman, YUMI_Cheeseman. Johnny just shoved it in chat. So just give that a follow. I do also stream. I mostly run tournaments. I'm basically a budget Johnny boy from Australia. I run tournaments and stuff on my Twitch channel. I'm doing a 1v1 show match for OCE players tonight. And other than that, I sometimes do interviews and stuff with EU players, etc. And, NA, they've got enough people, so they've got this Tbates guy who talks on the main Rocket League channel about NA, so nobody cares about that. They've got enough representation.
Thank you guys. I've posted all that's actually 3 links in chat, guys. It looks like one really long link. It's actually 3. Click on their Twitters, you'll find them there. Thank you guys for coming on. Seriously, this was so much fun. We'll have to do this. We'll have to revisit this some point in the future when changes have happened. When some team becomes washed and we have to move them in the rankings. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go and sign off here. But good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Cool. Night, mate.
Bye, guys.